All right, everybody, we are live again. Dynasty Mirror Search for Huru, and I have the brother Killa Genesis on with us this evening. The other brother, Holipsism, is that correct, Killa?
Yeah, yes, that's correct. Mr. Brother, Mr. Oliver.
Okay, cool. He's gonna be coming back on once he gets situated. Which is there was a lot of background noise. But tonight we're gonna discuss how these killer clowns are destroying the Black community. You know, and Killa, we spoke about this before, and I've had this conversation with other people in the past. How the buffooning in the Black community is rewarded, whether it be by record contracts,
Yes.
you know, contracts in Hollywood, just in general, how it's ruining and destroying the Black community, and it's like there's no dignity. Like people will sell out for anything. You know what I mean?
Of course, it's when you look at it, it's a survival mechanism in America. Now, I've had people tell me when I talked about step and fetch it, right? I used to say
Right.
step and fetch it, you know, the meaning and everything, and they'll come back and say, well, they had to do what they have to do, right? Now, this would just me is this, right? They'll say our ancestors had a choice during slavery. Wow, you had a choice. You know, you had a choice. But when it comes to their cooning and the buffooning, oh, you got no choice. You know what I'm saying? Even though
Say that, brother. I need you to repeat that what you just said. That's
okay. It's everything is about convenience for Black people. You gotta understand the psychology of Negroes. You know what I'm saying? Once you understand, you're dealing with the American Negro. It's like I said, Nigerian, Ghanaian, Liberian, they can't speak on Black people in America. I'm an African American. I know my people. I know. So just like a Chinese will know the shortcomings and the shucking and jiving among Chinese people. That's
right.
why you cannot have another group of people, another person who doesn't have the same culture as you leading. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because your people, people who believe in you or love you and they want to be with, they recognize you're a people right here. And people don't want to be Black, they want to be Native American. They have no business of being with you. If they don't want to admit that they're Africans or slave descendants, they don't want to be with you, right? You know why?
Right.
Because if you know who you are, you know who you are, you know who you are, you know who people are, you know where you come from, you know your strengths, weaknesses, your faults, habits, and everything. Not acknowledging that means you don't really care about correcting your people's their shortcomings on which everybody who people has it. Now, what I was saying was this: Black people, we're the number one people who make excuses. You know what I'm saying? We got an excuse for everything. Now people say, well, slavery or choice. We could have did this, we could have did that, whatever. Like we could have fought back, whatever, like that, which was impossible. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
We had no choice. They had us under the gun. It wasn't like the Caribbean. It wasn't like in like Southern Africa we could run away or whatever like that. They had us under lock and key, and part of America's infrastructure was built to control the African Black population in America. You know, it was built that. So therefore, what happens is Black people say, "Well, we should have did this, we should have that," and then the reason why they don't want to admit they're Black because they're ashamed of their history because they feel their ancestors could fall back. Now, at the same time, right? They give you a record contract to make a fool out of yourself. You use the same analogy, saying, "Well, I don't have a choice. I got to take this $1 million contract, even if it means selling my soul. It means going against everything I believe in, everything." Actually, you have a choice, right? You can always remember. You ever seen the movie Hollywood Shuffle?
I have
The
not
Hollywood
known.
Shuffle. Okay, it goes way back, probably before your time. Robert Townsend did this movie called Hollywood Shuffle, and it was a condemnation of the Black people as far as Hollywood. You know, Hollywood has a thing where they want to portray us a certain way. You know what I'm saying? They need to always portray us as buffoons, as clowns, as idiots, and everything. Because in a way, to tell you the truth, be honest with you, right? Being a clown and being a buffoon is our role in America. Everybody has a role to play. The Black man's role in America is being a clown, being irresponsible, being slick, being cool, and everything. So therefore,
You there, brother?
we basically don't have any responsibility. You know what I'm saying? Of taking care of anything. The white man controls everything. He runs everything. So therefore, all we got is we're people with no power, no responsibility, no say so. That's not healthy for any group of people to live in any situation where they have no say so over about what happens to them, what's going to happen to them. what had happened to them. We're in a quagmire. We don't have anything. So therefore, the one thing we can do is be entertaining. So if they like us, you know what I'm saying? Why do you think the civil rights movement was based on black people trying to get white people to love them? It wasn't about white people respecting them, because the only thing white people are going to respect is a black man standing up for himself and doing for himself. That's the only thing they're going to respect. The civil rights movement, and it's almost like in our culture that it was based on we're going to try to get white people to love us. Martin Luther King said, I want little black boys to hold hands with little white girls and all kinds of stupid stuff. Not self-respect, not building us out of poverty, not creating anything. It was the whole thing was it's a sick culture. America has a sick culture. If whites believe that the sole desire of every black man is to have a white woman, right? They believe that every white man believes that the sole desire of black women is to somehow be in the white man's bed or in his good graces, take his money or his power. It is not a white man. I live in the South. I moved out. New York was different. I moved out to the South. There's not a white man that I've ever met that didn't say, yeah, that having black girls was the easiest thing. That was just like a norm here, And I was shocked. I was like, "Well, you kidding me? Oh yeah, black girls. Oh yeah, man, I like that." And it was nothing. It was like, then why do you even get upset about it? When I come from New York, we built communities. We didn't cross racial lines. Whites stay with whites, Italians stay with Italians, Jews stay with Jews, blacks stay with blacks. It's simple as that. Blacks and Puerto Ricans mix with each other a little bit, but that was it. But the whole thing is here is we have a culture where it's all about trying to get whites and blacks together. Let me give you another example. In Alabama, there's a school district that wants to break away and form their own district, an all-white district, right?
Right. In fact, it's like a junior high, isn't it, or like a high school, right?
It's a high school, yes. And the school is like, no. And when they show the black school that will be left behind wherever, like, because the whites say, okay, we live over here, let's go build this new school. They said, no, you got to have whites to come in there because it can't be all black. They said, look, the school's going to, even though they said, you're not going to lose any funding or anything like that. Less white people means you can probably put more resources to school. The black people are like, the school's old, it's a crap way. I was in school, it didn't look bad at all.
Right.
But the thing is, there was an old civil rights guy in his 80s, like, no. We have to have blacks and whites together because if you separate blacks and whites will feel like they're superior. So in other words, they're saying if I'm not near white people, if I'm not having white people, my kids and white people, they're gonna feel inferior. So in other words, basically, you got white people feeling they have white people hostage by saying, we could do better if we had our own school district. You do our own thing. And the black people having self-respect, they say, look, if we had a majority school district, maybe we could teach our own curriculum. Maybe we could do our own thing. We could link businesses up with our schools and do our own thing. They don't want that. The whole thing is if white people are there, black people feel like they should have to be there. And that's the genesis of the civil rights movement, And then when you look at the culture, right? The culture, black people have already accepted the fact that when it's said and done, white people are going to be the ones always making the decisions in charge. And black people are cool with that. They're cool with that. But and then the compromise of that is you still got black people in the deep south living in poverty. 40% of black people live in abstract poverty in the deep south. Why? Right. Because there's no black people we're not real. We haven't developed as human beings. In the most advanced country in the world, you have black people that have absolutely no power. You go to third world countries, at least they can elect their own president. These are their own. They have some sort of say so over what their lives are. Black people have no say so over what goes on in America. If you see a railway built, if you see a school being built, you see a hospital being built, you can rest assured, probably with a few exceptions, that no black people was in on the planning of that. No black people would. They say, okay, we're going to tear down this thing and build a. We're going to build a new school system. We're going to build this here. We're going to build a new whatever we're going to build. You have black people like no, they're not nowhere involved in the situation. They have no say so, no anything. What we do is we benefit from the jobs that we created, the excess and everything. And what I'm saying is this sort of culture is not sustainable. You know what I'm saying? It's not sustainable for the future. If we try to sustain this in the future, we are not. Why do these kids are so angry? They know they have no future. Let's be honest with you. You go to Arkansas and the Delta, Mississippi. Do you really? It's like we've already resigned the fact that 20 years by years ago I learned about that region right there, Arkansas, the Delta, the abstract poverty, third world level poverty has not changed. You have administration after administration, whatever. It's still, in other words, basically what I'm saying is, stop telling black people you get elected, you're gonna do something for them because it's not gonna happen. Why? Because white people do not take us seriously. They don't take us seriously whatsoever. Why? Because our culture, our culture, it has to do everything with the way we present ourselves to the world. You know what I'm saying? This is what I'm leading to about the show. You know,
Right.
White people think we are a freaking joke. You know, and then remember I said deadly clowns. You know what I'm saying?
Yes. Killer clowns, deadly clowns. Yes. Whatever. Same difference. Same difference.
You know what I'm saying? I'm saying like this. Now, remember I told you yesterday. At some point in time, the clown stopped smiling.
Right. And once you take him serious,
he wants you to take them seriously. And that's why you see all these black militant groups out here and everything like that. They're tired of being laughed at. If anything, the nature of Islam and all these groups do is this. They know they're never going to get accomplished. They have no real plan. But all they want to do is be able to see white people scared. Right. You can scare white people and threaten them and look threatening and intimidating. You know what I'm saying? We've achieved our goal. At least people take us seriously.
Brother, real quick. There's a statement in the chat room saying that you haven't discussed redlining, gerrymandering, etc.
I'm gonna get to that.
Okay. All right. Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Okay, we're gonna get to that. We'll get to that. But the whole thing is this. When let's say you have a situation, you have redlining, something like that. Redlining only meant was you have black people living in an area, right? You're already there, right? And the people literally draw a red line on the map. You know, black people majority areas. These are the areas that are not going to qualify for federal-backed mortgage loans. Now, I did a show 2 years ago, right before this election. I put it on my Facebook page when I was discussing. It was part 2 of it. My name is my name. Put it up. Part 2 of it up, and I was talking about that on that show about the Donald Trump shuffle. You know, you listen to that. Go to my name is my name. Look up Donald Trump shuffle part 2. And I was saying that the Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac was created basically, and all these federally backed mortgages and federally backed bankers that was geared towards white working class people. You know what I'm saying? They literally did not deny black people the right to own these things because you were basically. It's not like you were like here and so somebody saying you can't own a home. It was literally they went to a particular area and said we're not gonna. That area is a risk. We're not gonna finance that area. And 90% of the time, those areas were black. So therefore, we didn't get those loans and everything. So what you had was white middle class was being built, and you had a black poverty that was being left behind. You know what I'm saying? Oh, again, why is it that we get that? Now, other people face racism. You know, Chinese people face racism. Latinos face racism. You know what I'm saying? But for the most part, you know, you will see even in those areas where they're all white, you will see them let Hispanics in. You know, one thing I was always fascinated by the fact that every time you see one of these Arab bombers and everything, they catch them.
Right.
And you ever notice that the neighborhoods they live in? Oh, he had a house in this neighborhood, right? I'm like saying to myself, wait a minute, this guy is a Pakistani. He had all this hatred in him, right, for America, right?
Right.
But that.
Yes. Hello.
Yeah, can you hear me?
I hear you. Go ahead. You had went out for a second.
Okay, so I'm saying to myself, how does this guy was able to live in a white suburban community and it's no big deal?
I would say this, College Genesis, sometimes it's a big deal. Did you ever hear about the case about the Indian guy in Alabama?
That's one case.
Okay.
And usually darker skinned Indians, you know. So and they mistaken for black people.
He was darker skinned Indian, so go ahead. You're right.
Yeah, he was darker skinned and he was mistaken for black. And matter of fact, they apologized
because you're right. He was mistaken for black. Yeah.
It's like the cop said, "Oh, I thought you was black. I didn't, Basically, they're saying, had you been black, it'd have been okay if we just beat you now. You know what I'm saying? So therefore, we have a culture, both black and white. We seem to accept this. Why? Because we want to be American so bad that we don't care the fact that said, wait a minute, you need to tell me if he was black, it would have been okay. Is black okay? Remember the case where the cop pulled the white lady over and said, "Oh, don't worry about that. We only shoot black people," and they had it on camera.
Yeah, that was here in Georgia. That was in Marietta.
What I'm trying to tell you is this: the fact that there's nothing protecting us, right? Our image. The first thing you have in this world is your image. You know what I'm saying? You see a brother walking down the street, right? A person walking down the street. How he carries himself, what he projects and whatnot, is usually how people are going to treat him, how people will take him seriously, right? Collectively, what is the collective image of black people in America? Collectively. Collectively,
it's black on black crime, single parent, single mothers in the hood. Everybody's on welfare and food stamps. And here we go. And here's the new one. We are on the Democratic plantation.
Also, what is the black male, black female situation in America? What is the relationship between black males and black female in the eyes of majority of people in America? The black men and women hate each other.
Right.
When you have people like Sierra, Issa Rae, and all these other people say, and Halle Berry say stuff like, "I'm through with black men." Have you ever heard any white person, any person, Arab person, Latino person say the same thing about their men? No, you don't see that.
No.
Yeah. Why? Because it's a culture of coonery and Samboism. You know that we don't take ourselves seriously. You say we don't take ourselves seriously. We're not outraged over that. We don't tell these people how dare you, right? We're gonna freaking throw you, put you on a list, and we're gonna make sure that no one goes to your movies, no one like that. So therefore, if we don't take ourselves seriously, right? How is it that anybody else gonna take us seriously?
Right.
I'm a very serious person. I believe in being serious. And the images I've seen as Black America, and people tell you, "Well, Killa, man, you sound like a hater." When I'm like, no, but I just thought that I think I'm better than what I'm. If when you say black, I'm proud to be a black man. I'm African American. This is my culture. I know there's a beautiful side of our history. There's a beautiful side of our culture. There's many beautiful, intelligent people in our community. You know what I'm saying? That I see every day. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And people with dignity and live their lives with dignity and respect, right? But what's in the mind of the people who have power, people will say something stupid like, "Well, who cares what they think?" I do care what they think. Why? Because they have power. You know what I'm saying? You better care what the people think. You know what I'm saying? We're the only group of people that don't care. That will say something like, "Oh, I don't care what people think of me." Whatever, like I don't care what you better care. You have black people who used to defend Amos and Andy.
Right.
It was funny. But you understand, but they're demeaning you. The mammy caricatures, they're demeaning you. No, Aunt Jemima, that's demeaning to you. Uncle Ben, that's demeaning to you. We had to teach our own people that this is the meaning, right? Now we had to do that back then, right? Now you have it in the so-called music industry.
Right.
Music industry. And it's always something degrading and demeaning. Grown men walking on stage with their pants falling off their ass. You know what I'm saying? Singing about violence and misogyny and just outright tomfoolery. Right. That's what basically goes on in the minds of people. And to the fool, he sees, well, white people are out there like it. The first thing I always hear from these people is, well, white people like it.
Right.
Of course they like it because
of course they like it.
Because you're the butt of their jokes.
Right.
You know and somebody's laughing at you and whatnot. They're laughing, not laughing with you. You know what I'm saying? They're laughing at you. They give themselves a sense of superiority because they're looking at you like this is an inferior race. They know. See, white people, the psychology of white people, right? They know that they have dominion over the planet, right? They know that they're the one people that look like them. are going to always be power. Even when you have a black person in power, that's even more worse, right? Because if you have a black police officer, right, you can best assure, right, he ain't giving no black person no breaks. Why? Because they know, you say officer such and such, this and he took down this person. I hear it all the time. When white police officers know somebody, they'll say, okay, well, I'll talk to somebody, see if he can charge and everything like that. It does not happen in the community. Because you have to uphold even more so than the law than the white police officer. You have to be 10 times more patriotic than the white person. You know what I'm saying? You have to be African American, and you got to wave the flag. You got to show them that you everything's okay. Everything's okay. Am I echoing? Am I echoing again?
No, but somebody was saying that you were slightly breaking up, but I can hear you.
Okay. I don't know what this is, but what I'm saying is this: our image in America, our image is a fact that it's not good. And then why the image is not good, right? Why? Because we don't have power over who we are. I'm gonna tell you about the importance of image making. You know what I'm saying? I did a radio show about this years ago, right? And one of my
everybody's saying you're echoing, but again, you sound fine. Yeah, you sound fine to me though. I don't know, but everybody's saying you're echoing.
I think it's coming in your side, your place. In your place. Is it your place?
Hey, everybody, who's echoing? Is it me or Killa? Just press 1 or I mean just push Killa or Dynas, whoever's echoing. But go ahead and continue.
Yeah. Okay. Everywhere around the world, right? The most important thing people figured was the power of image making, right?
They said it's you. Yeah, everybody's saying it's you, but I don't. I don't hear it though. But go ahead.
Okay, we'll try to do the best we can. It comes in and goes away. Hang with us, folks. I hope it'll go away. Okay. Now, every group of people in culture throughout the dawning of time, right, cared about its image, right? Its image. Your image, right, preempts your enemy's attempt to degrade you. First, before you can degrade somebody, right? Before you copy somebody, you got to degrade them. You got to take them down, demonize them, right? Buffoon them, make them a caricature, and all these things, right? And so dehumanize, subhumanize, it's easy to just wipe them off, wipe them out. Yeah. So therefore, because we don't have our own nation, right? With our own literary system, we're our own film industry, we're our own publishing and all these things, right? Our artists and everything like that can say to the world, this is who we are, this is our life, this is our culture, this is our history, this is everything. This is who we are, right? And then other people have no choice but to accept what you are, right?
Everybody's saying it's too much echo, but I don't hear the echo. That's it. I just always think it's weird because they say what you was echo, but I just don't hear it.
Yeah. Let me see something.
Hey, Lumani Lana, do you hear an echo too, Lumani Lana? And then there was also a question. Brandon Bell says, so why do so many of our people continue to portray these negative stereotypes and wear it proudly? And that's the thing. They have no shame in portraying the negative stereotypes. No shame.
Because we bought into America. You know what I'm saying? We bought into America. Matter of fact, stereotypes. This is too important of a show. I gotta do something. Okay, let's see.
All right, well, everybody, Killa figures it out. Everybody, thank you so much. Well, he handles and gets the echo together because like I said, I just don't hear it, but everybody says they hear it. Thank you for joining us. Once again this Saturday night. We're not out here dancing and have your fun, of course, but we gotta discuss important issues instead of partying. You know, so again, thank you so much for joining us. Also, too, make sure you go to amarachitv.com, amarachitv.com, where is a platform for African media. So make sure you go to amarachitv.com. And I apologize about the technical difficulties, but you know, we want to make sure you guys, you know, hear the show. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So yeah.
The show is testing. Okay. This show is very, very important. Now, the point I'm trying to make is this. We are still, I mean, people don't not gonna like what I have to say. You know what I'm saying? We are in a modern form of slavery. You know what I'm saying? We're still, people don't want to hear this. They don't want to hear the truth. The fact that another race of people have complete control over how we even see ourselves. When you see brothers when they look at each other like, oh, we don't have any sort of cohesion with each other. The good thing about the internet is at least brothers are communicating. We get to know each other. You know what I'm saying? We get to say, okay, man, you think like that, I think like that too. And we're able to bond because of the internet. That's it. The internet is probably the only thing we have. That's why it's so important that we don't let freaking clowns come in here and destroy this platform. You know what I'm saying? You know? Now, other groups of people, basically, no group of people on this earth would let another group of people have complete dominion over them. Now, they'll say, well, Colin, everybody in this world come here. America's a land. Well, really? Where do most Chinese people live? Do they live in America or outside of America? They live outside of America. Where does most Chinese culture, images, and everything form? In China. You know what I'm saying? Let me tell you about the history of the Chinese opera. Chinese opera, the Chinese images go back, they have a civilization of like 5,000 years. But listen to this and listen very, very carefully. You know what I'm saying? America created all these racist images of the Chinese. They did the same thing to Chinese as they did to us. You know what I'm saying? They created the Chinky Charlie Chan and all these things where Asians were asexual, they were stupid, they were buffoons. There were all these things. There were all these things that did mean you remember the Charlie Chan movies and everything like that.
Yeah.
You know, Honorable Father and all this stuff like this. You know, and so therefore these images, right? These images were demeaning to the Chinese. It made it easy to justify taking their land, treating them like second-class citizens in their own country, colonizing them. You know what I'm saying? Call them heathens, call them backwards, and all these other things. You know, call them slow-heads, call them chink, yellow skin, all these things, right? So what? So guess what? You know what the Asians did? They built their own motion picture industry, right?
Right.
The counter, not just for the West, right? But the self-image came first, right? They create their own movie stars, their own Chinese idols. You know what I'm saying? They told their own history. You know what I'm saying? So it created a natural sense of self-love and self-purpose inside of China and Hong Kong and all these Hong Kong Asian films and everything. It was important in uplifting the Chinese mind and spirit, because if your spirit is down, you're not going to build anything. So when people say, well, why do black people, the fact that we even did what we did in America, being beat down and all stuff like that is amazing. You know what I'm saying? But the bottom line is we still not delivered, right? Because we still have people who are willing to put millions of dollars behind negative imagery, right? Because they got to keep that out there. They got to keep negative images out there of us. You know what I'm saying? When you turn on a radio station, right, at 3 o'clock in the afternoon, I hear songs talking about 187 murder, and like that. And I'm saying to myself, it used to be a time where I remember one time Run DMC, my Adidas was that was taboo and whatnot. You know, we gotta play that late night, you know, stuff like that. And Red Alert would play certain things. Now on 3 o'clock in the afternoon, you got kids listening to, Pop the Molly, Pop my cocaine. I love the cocoa. You know what I'm saying? And another thing, talk about dirty water. Dirty water means what? Heroin, right? But dirty water means heroin.
Or dog food.
This stuff, And all these things right here are put out here in the culture. In the culture. Nothing good, nothing clean, right? Now look at their culture. Right? I was watching that. I watched some of these concerts, right? Of Taylor Swift and everything like that. And black people think they're winning, right? When they see Coachella. Have you ever seen one of these concerts with Taylor Swift? You see the audience? All white people out there, white middle America. We got the Disney Channel.
Callie, you're breaking up just a little bit.
Okay. Okay, can you hear me now?
And then we have a question as well. Question is so how do you save a people from slavery that don't know they are in slavery?
Well, it's like this. Black people know something's wrong. Something's wrong. They know something's wrong. But what you have is a multi-billion-dollar, and all the levels, including the academic world and all these people that has sold us the idea of gradualism. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Black people know something's wrong, but we have this idea of gradualism. Gradualism means, okay, we were slaves, right? Then we had the civil rights movement. All these things were basically done by the white man, you know? The civil rights movement, people think it was started by black people. Actually, it was a geopolitical move, right? Started by really in the 1950s, because America was fighting an ideology war with the Soviet Union, right? Paul Robeson was over in Russia, right? And he sung the Volga Volta and all these other Russian things, and they were talking about lynching Paul Robeson when he came back to America. Take your Louis Armstrong, right? Why? Because they went over there and they're like, yeah, I was treated like a human being. And white America was like, yeah, we're gonna lynch you when you get back. Even though they basically were lynching black people left and right, they didn't want black people going overseas talking bad about America, right? So my point is this: people know that they're in the situation they're in, right? But we have this idea. Okay, America was basically saying, okay, the world's starting to ask the Negro question. You know what I'm saying? Why do we have these people in America that's not assimilated? Well, we don't want anything to do with it. Two things they did, right? One is they have to convince the rest of the world that we're not worthy. You know what I'm saying? And you do this through image making. These negative images that we do don't just affect the way white America sees us and how they see us. It also affects the way the Japanese, the Chinese, and even more shocking to you, even Africans see us. You know what I'm saying? Most Africans view. Now, let me just ask you something, Dynus. The image of African American Africans on the whole, what, negative, positive?
Go ahead.
Right now, let me ask. What is your opinion? Is it negative or positive?
About Africa, the overall perception?
No, the overall image of Africans towards African Americans, particularly inner city African Americans, is it negative or positive?
I mean, from what they put on the via the media, is negative.
Right. And when that negativity translates into, I don't want nothing to do with those people.
Right.
You guys can't do this. Remember, a couple weeks ago, I put up my friend John Cassidy that has that Metro Rail line. Now, I wasn't gonna put up some pictures, but I think I'm gonna call in from my phone and see if it's echo. It doesn't just echo. Can you give me a second, Dennis?
Yeah, that's fine.
Give me a second. I'm calling from my phone.
Hey, brother, hold up, Scissor. Are you on? Shima, thank you, brother. Thank you so much for the super chat. I'll ask. Again, we're just trying to get the echo down on the other brothers in. I think brother Hullup is on too. Hullup, you want to come on? Or you still have a lot of background noise where you're at? But everyone, thank you for joining us once again. Like I said, we're going to get these technical issues situated as far as the sound. Really apologize. Hope you guys are enjoying the show. Hope you guys enjoyed the past shows, the shows yesterday. And please send me an email, give me some feedback, you guys, I could use it. You know, we want to grow this platform. I'm going to be posting some more videos from my travels throughout Africa as well. You know, here shortly, Chief. But the issue is, you know, clean images don't get paid in the entertainment industry for some reason. Clean black images, so that's why folks keep acting the way they're acting. Killer clowns, killer Sambos. Hey, I looked up the Turkey. I looked up the Bakari Henderson situation. So two of the killers got out or out on bond. I think their bond was only $5,670, and they were able to return back home to Serbia. Ain't that some shit? Caligenesis.
I'm here.
Oh, that's a whole lot better. Keep going.
Okay. All right.
So I think we figured it out. You just gotta use your phone.
Yeah, and that sucks because I had pictures. I want to have some fun tonight.
Yeah. You just gotta use your phone, bro. You gotta upgrade, or you gotta get a external mic.
Yeah. Okay. Okay, a mic that's separate from my headphones.
Yeah, like a real mic, not your headphones that you get with your your Samsung.
Oh, okay.
You know, yeah, man, yeah. Yeah. This sounds a whole lot better, brother. Whole lot better.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Now here's the issue here. Now, as I was saying before, America, we don't have any power over the images that white America, and then I'm not trying to picking on any one particular group, but there's been one particular group that has been notorious for controlling the image of black people in America. Now, you know what group I'm talking about,
right.
In Hollywood and stuff like that,
Right.
Do I need to say the group, Yeah.
No, say the group. Say the group.
The Jews, they have been, wherever there's black entertainment, there's Jews.
You got there's a documentary you got to listen to called I think it's called an entertainment industry of their own, or a Hollywood of their own. How the Jews took over Hollywood, and it breaks all that down.
Right. Yeah. Right.
Why Jews were so interested in the beginning in regards to black entertainment. But go ahead.
Right. So they basically, a lot of people will say that Jews do this to take pressure off of them.
Mm-hmm.
We're the scapegoat. They put words in our mouth. We want to integrate with you. We want white women. All the stuff like that, which is not true. Black people, this idea of integration was started by Jews. You know what I'm saying? We're going to bring black people. Jews have the desire to be with white blonde people. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. They worship white blondness and everything. And what they did was they projected these negative images.
Yeah, when you look at your boy Ben Shapiro, the other what's the other guy's name? Milo. I can't pronounce his last
Milton
name.
Berle. Let's see.
Milo, I can't pronounce his last name, but go ahead.
And all these people back in the days, MGM, Metro Goldwyn Mayer, all these people I hear, what's it, Eddie Cantor, you know what I'm saying? What's it called? Al Jolson, and all these other people, they basically use the black, and what gets me is this, and it was a Jew that got Jackie Robinson originally in the Brooklyn Dodgers, Now, why? Because it was based on the idea that that the sole desire of black people, right, is to one day be white. Even though that's cruel, for a fact when you take a black man in a hostile white world, you are condemning him to a life of. Basically, what I'm saying is this: though, we're at the mercy of white people. We basically pray every night that white people will change their hearts and minds and accept us. That's what this whole thing is about. It's always about. And the bottom line, we don't have the confidence to basically stand up for ourselves because, look, we're a group of people that's cut off from our ancestral homeland. Mm-hmm. We have the white man, not only does he make sure that nobody else wants anything to do with us, he made sure our own people in Africa don't want. There's no real sustainable business going on between black people and black America. It's happening now on a small scale. You and I are documenting that, But this is the reason why we're starting from scratch is because what they want is a black community. They don't care if we die off and everything, but as long as we stay in our place, we're just here for their entertainment, their aggrandizement, and everything. That's why they didn't like the protest that's going on in the NFL. Why? Because it's like if you have black players protesting, right? They don't mind you getting on the field, doing sports and everything. Like that's your role.
Right.
You're an athlete, you know. They don't mind you doing that. Like when Muhammad Ali, right? He got in trouble when he started making political statements. Right. You know, as soon as you start talking about the Vietnam War, now you're in trouble.
Right.
You know, you're not supposed to talk about Vietnam. You're not supposed to talk about civil rights.
Right.
You're not supposed to talk about race relations. You know, you're not even supposed to address white people directly. You know, so my point is this: the reason why they do this is because they have this image of us as a clown. You know what I'm saying? As a buffoon. And I'm gonna talk about the two caricatures that they've created, right? Which is really, if you really look at it, right? The Sambo and the nigger, right, is really the white man. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? The real buffoon, all these things that they project onto us is really themselves. You know what I'm saying? But when you have white skin, all your sins are washed away. Like they say, wash me white as snow. In other words, basically, a white man can walk around with his white skin, and that's like an accomplishment. Being born with white skin is an accomplishment. He don't have to do anything. White man can get a job at a gas station, and he still has more status than a black man that's on the radio every night. We gotta do this. We gotta do this. We gotta do that. I don't feel like we gotta achieve this.
Didn't either Richard Nixon or Lyndon B. Johnson say, "I'll have the like the poorest white man feeling"?
Yeah. He said he's the poorest white man. We can rob his pockets as long as he feel like he's better than a black man. You know what I'm saying? We can keep robbing his pockets forever.
Right.
And that's the idea. You know, George Wallace, right, tried to build an interracial coalition. The poorest white said, we don't want nothing to do with that. You know, we don't care if we're dirt poor as long as we're white. You know what I'm saying? As long as we're white. Why? Because those same white people will pull out their Amos and Andy stuff. They pull out, and trust me, this is entertainment. You go in some white people's houses, they got little Mammy figurines, little Uncle Tom figurines, stuff like that. It's the meaning of another race. They need us. They need our misery, our degradation to sustain them, because without us being black, right, whatever that means, right, they can't be white. Right. You know what I'm saying? So you think you're going to get out of a relationship this easy, right? People think, I'm just here. No, the white man's going to keep you here. You know? Because you would, if we black people decided that we've had enough of America, we want a new start, we want a new name, new identity, and everything like that, you know, this whole system will collapse. Right. That's black power. You can't talk about black power and talk about, well, we got to do this, and you're going to operate in their system. John Heinrich Clark said that best. He said, as long as you live in their land where they control the communications, they control the narrative, they control your thoughts, everything beaming through their television sets and everything like that, in their language, you have no way of filtering out stuff like that. You don't have a language of your own where you could block their nonsense. They control you. Right. You know, they control you. And the only thing now we get angry because this is what they do. The buffoonery and clownery and everything, the Samboism, right, is not directed at the masses, it's directed at the black intellectual class. You know who's the most angry black people? I remember, do you remember Amiri Baraka?
Say that one more time.
Amiri Baraka, probably before your time. Amiri Baraka. Okay, he used to be Leroy Jones out of Newark, New Jersey. He led they said he was part of the Newark riots, whatever like that. Anyway, he was an author. He was an author, famous author.
After you make your statement, can we ask a question?
Okay. Now let me say this while it's on top of my head.
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
Now, when there was this book I read a couple of years ago, 20 years ago, 23 years ago. It was a Malcolm X book that came out. It was done by a bunch of leftists, right? But I get where they were coming from, right? And they were critical of Marcus Garvey and said, yeah, Marcus Garvey wanted to build steamships and Navy. That's not the way. I was saying to myself, well, what is the way? And then they was trying to insinuate in that book that Malcolm X was homosexual, in that same book,
Yeah. I said the same thing about MLK, I think, too.
And then Amiri Baraka's chapter, right? He comes up, right? He had me cracking up because he's a serious dude, right? Right?
Uh-huh.
And he said he was angry about Spike Lee's movie. He said, "Look, man, I knew Spike would come out here with some jive Sambo movie. You know what I'm saying? That's made for Hollywood that destroyed Malcolm's message, you know that." And then he goes, "I gotta sit here and listen to your Juan ass Williams." He goes, Juan Williams, you know. He goes, Juan ass Williams, and you're living ass color. You remember that show, Living Ass Color?
Of
You know
course.
what I'm saying? Yeah. Now, to somebody that's an intellectual like him, I think you could probably drive him insane if you chained him down and turn on Living Color. He goes, I gotta look at this coonery and buffoonery on television and everything like that. He was basically going off of black entertainment, you know, and stuff like that, you know. But he's like this. So therefore, the black intellectual, the one that basically said we're intelligent, we need to build this, we need to do that, you know what I'm saying? They're the ones that's most angry. And sometimes they come across as black, self-hating and anti-black, but it's not the case. What they're really rebelling against is a system that keeps putting out these demeaning, unflattering images of black people, and black people. Like, remember the video you sent me, the dude from BET? Remember that? Was it you that sent me the dude from BET?
I don't remember. No, I don't remember.
No, was you that sent me a video the other night talking about? No, somebody else sent me a video the other night, and it was about the dude talking about how BET was deliberately putting out these images of black people, you know, and he was on the top. You know what I'm saying? Well, anyway, that's true. You know what I'm saying? You have people that have dedicated that put out black people because black people follow what they see on TV. You know what I'm saying? They follow. They said black people are easy to market to. I mean, a lot of times they didn't have to.
Very easy.
You know what I'm saying? They put up billboards. Cool. Newport cigarette. How do you think Newport got popular in Black America? They put up billboards. They show fine sister, brother smoking Newports and everything. And then Colt 45, same thing. You know,
state eyes.
You know what I'm saying? So all this stuff like that are basically white-owned companies, right? You don't know. You think it's black people. You see black people. They give you your music and everything like that, and you know all this stuff is demeaning and not doing you any good. All the images. The substance abuse and everything that's going on in Black America, the liquor stores and all the stuff like that, the whole pimp culture and everything, all this stuff is done deliberately by outsiders, right? Working with ignorant forces inside our community. Now, here's the thing. If you're a working class black man, right? You're a working class black man, right? And no matter what you say on the street corner, right? The young impressionable mind is looking at that dude that's going with the negative. You know what I'm saying? Why? Because that dude got money in his pocket. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That dude is in a hotel room. Young Thug is in a hotel room with a bag full of money. You know what I'm saying? And they know that's power in Black America. You know what I'm saying? They know it's power. But why? Because we have nothing to balance it out with, right? Almost everybody that they show in front of us get their wealth through what? Entertainment. Even though there's a lot of black business people and everything like that. But they say the millions of dollars that they're giving Jay-Z, P. Diddy, 50 Cent, all of them is pales in compare than what they gain. They gain a whole lot by having the youth stuck in this thing where I want to be an NBA player. I want to be a rapper. You know what I'm saying? I want to be an entertainer. If I have to buffoon, if I have to clown, and I have to make trap music, if I have to say you're 2 beats on the thing, if I have to destroy hip-hop and I have to do all stuff, I'll do it because I want that money. You know what I'm saying?
All right, so if I can ask this question, because it kind of ties in. Why are black people so easily impressed with symbolism? For example, many saw Black Panther as a victory for black people. Black
Panther was a major victory for black people.
All right, break it down.
A major victory. Mr. Holism and I, he probably, when you have him on the show, he'll break it down even better than I can. Much better than I can. Okay? The Black Panther, right, was something. See, you gotta say something. We black people are complex. So are black people, right? Because of college genesis, holicism, Minister Dawood, the BAO, Umar Johnson, a lot of other people that's going around, even Tariq, people that I don't really necessarily agree with, right?
Mm-hmm.
I give brothers credit. You know what I'm saying? We've been waging this war against coonery and buffoonery for years now, right?
Years.
And this stuff is circulating out there online. It's like an undercurrent, right? But it had no way of manifesting itself, right? Now, some of the same country will attack the Black, but they didn't understand that the work that what led to the Black Panther was the internet. You know what I'm saying? Was all of a sudden when people turn online and they listen to 3 hours of my show and everything, they go into a whole new different world. When they turn on the radio, they're back to the ghetto, blah, 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 blah. But for years now, for a decade now, you've been hearing Pan-Africanism, African nationalism. We've been talking about African empires. You know what I'm saying? We've been talking about stuff like that. We've been talking about other things other than gangbanging and stuff like that. So that's been going out there, right? The Black Panther comes in and notice it had a Pan-African theme. You don't hear Black people, African Americans and Africans talking at all in the mainstream media. It's like everything America is like the border, the plantation. Anything outside America as far as Black people don't exist. But online, you see Nigerians and African Americans fighting with each other, loving each other, talking, yeah, brother this, sometimes hating this, no, you did this. We're learning our history on both sides of the Atlantic by having discussions, right? And more African Americans are figuring out that they're tied to Africa. They're getting their DNA tests and everything like that. They're learning about Africa is a beautiful place and everything. And people want to know about Africa's future, right?
Right.
They want to know about Africa's future. They say, look, well, geez, you know. So this idea that, okay, when you start talking about building a nation in Africa, that's not far-fetched. You know what I'm saying? Black people in America are ready for it. You know what I'm saying? They're ready for that. And so when the Black Panther comes along, right, and you see these positive images, the RBG, the Dose all these things right here, these beautiful images of sisters and everything. And not only that, the most important thing was a futuristic Black state.
Right.
You know, that blew the mind of Black America, you know, the imagination. You know, because nowhere in our imagination have we even, get this, before the Black Panther, we didn't even have that image. Everything you see in Black America, they give us is we're in the ghetto. We're in like 5 different cities. We're in Detroit, Chicago,
New York, LA.
New York, LA, whatnot. You know what I'm saying? You would think that's where we origin out of, you know? Right. And when you basically only base yourself out of those that little paradigm, right? You know what I'm saying? And that conundrum of being Black American, white people spit back and say like this, well, we got ultimate dominion, eminent domain out of all that. But when you say, okay, we're going to identify with something outside of the parameter of America, they get scared. They're like, wow. You know what I'm saying? Why are you like, remember white people, they in Mississippi, they had a prayer vigil for Black people going to see Black Panther. That's how crazy it got.
Yeah.
They had a prayer vigil. Why? Because everything wasn't sitting there. They would love to see us down and oppressed. Now, if we was talking about 12 years a slave, they wouldn't care. Why? Because it's dealing with Black misery. If you're talking about the typical gangbang movie, have they ever came out at one time and did a prayer vigil for New Jack City or any of those other stupid stuff that they put out there? No. But they came out for a prayer vigil for Black Panther. Why? Because they are not the center of the world. It was an image that we created, a Black director, Black artist, everything, you know?
Which leads to the next question, because since we're on this topic. Why are these Europeans so scared of Black progress?
Because Black progress is they're going to be finished. You know what I'm saying? Black people don't understand that. You are not going to rise unless they fall. You know what I'm saying? Just like Black people formed the basis of American capitalism throughout blood, sweat, and tears for 300-something years. You know what I'm saying? Same thing right now. America is only strong because it gets $1.5 trillion from Black America that doesn't go nothing but back into their economy.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Make no mistake when white people say, yeah, I tell white people all the time, no, Walmart is your business. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Well, don't tell me you're in the same situation, because even if we win, we still lose. Let's say you go into Walmart right now in here. Kroger in Virginia Beach is taking over Farm Fresh. I don't know if you got Farm Fresh down in Atlanta, but Farm Fresh stores like shut down in this area, right?
No, I don't.
Anyway, Kroger is buying them out, right? And you got people. There's rumor that they're going to shut down some Krogers and combine, right?
Right.
And to be honest with you, man, it's kind of heart wrenching, because we talk all this positive stuff and everything. When I opened the newspaper up yesterday, right, I saw all these brothers out there with picket sign. So we want to know what's going to happen to our job. And there's some places you saw that Kroger and Sam's Club just shut down and didn't tell nobody. You know what I'm saying? They had a day off. They said they were doing some renovation, and Black people came to work one day and the place was shut down. sorry, we're shut down. You still have the situation where white people have the power. They have the power. They're controlling our dollars. They control what we do, what we see, what we eat, where we work, all the stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? And so that's basically disheartening right now in 2012. Now, my point is this. They are not going to voluntarily create jobs. They create the sort of jobs that's going to liberate you. What you have right now, if you got a good job and a career and everything, that's good, fine for you. But the masses of black people are always going to be working class, a middle income, or we're never going to rise above that. And the type of thing is that money is not coming from black businesses. It's coming from white-owned businesses and everything that says if you ever get out of line, you know what I'm saying? You ever get out of line, you could lose everything. Because you know for a fact of the matter, Brother Dynast, you know what I'm saying? It ain't the same with when a black man loses his job, that's not the same when a white man loses his job.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I see people lose their job and they lose everything. They go down and it's like, dag, and they take 10 years to recover sometimes, White people, they got better systems. They can go any place. They can relocate, start all over and everything like that. We're concentrated in areas because we still don't like living in racist areas and everything. We don't move around like that. We're harassed by cops. We go into all white areas. We live in a constant state of fear and terror. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We constantly living under the gun. We're like anytime you're driving on the street, you're gonna be pulled over and it could be a bad situation. And nobody cares. Why? Because it's simple. You know what I'm saying? In the mind of white people, either with something to be laughed at or something to be killed. You know what I'm saying? It's like an elephant. You ever see an elephant in a circus, right? Oh, what an elephant. He does these tricks. And then that elephant flips out. You know what I'm saying? Remember that?
Right.
You see that? The elephant says, I had enough.
Stops
impeding
and running over.
Yeah, that's because the elephant, something in him says, this ain't me. I got all these people riding on my back and on that. I'm lifting my trunk up and everything for somebody's amusement and stuff like that. And something instinctual in him goes on a rampage. Mm-hmm. Killing the elephant, Mm-hmm. So therefore, same thing with the clown. Black America, black man in America, I hate to say this one up, we've always been the clown.
Right.
Sambo. You know what I'm saying? But sometimes we get angry and we lash out and we want to come back. We want to come back. We want to lash out. You know what I'm saying? But the thing is, the white people always have the power. They always win. Because they have the police. They have everything.
Let me ask you this, Killa. Kanye West. Like what I'm noticing now, and I mentioned this before, black intellectualism has been reduced to leaving the Democratic plantation in quotation marks and joining the Republican plantation.
Right. And now, we shouldn't be having this conversation.
They're starting to boost up these and they call it free thinking.
It's not free thinking. It's the same old. In other words, basically, what it basically is this. What basically is this. I explained this in a couple of shows ago about the Democrats. I told people about the Democrats. You know what I'm saying? In other words, you have no choice. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. You're not in a political situation where you're in a position to negotiate. You know what I'm saying? We're not in a position to negotiate with the Democrats. We're not in a position to vote negotiate with Republicans. We don't get nothing out of this political system because we're not organized. First of all, before you could actively, like I said on my show, that show that I did 2 years ago, and I broke it down. I said, first of all, before you can talk about political power, right? You have to have social cohesion.
Right.
The first thing is social, right? That means people are organized. The social structure in Black America is destroyed. Why? Because there's too much violence in the Black community. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
There's too much hate. We have thugs and gangs that control areas where Black people live. If you got Bloods and Crips controlling your neighborhood and everybody's trying to move out and everything, there's no social cohesion. So your political process ain't gonna do nothing to you. Why? Because your social cohesion means you could sit back and organize economically. You have trading clubs, you have investment clubs, you have all these things, you have pools, like the Jamaicans did with the Susus, they pull their resources together and everything. They have a social cohesion, right? And then once you have a social cohesion, right? You have economic cohesion, right? You can build economically. Now, once you have economic cohesion, you say, look, we're building, we're buying these things. Why do these immigrants are so successful? Because they have a social cohesion. They stay out of the mess. They stay under the radar. They know who they are. Black people in America don't know who we are. So therefore, you got people running around. I'm a Hebrew Israelite. I'm a this. I'm a that. I'm a this.
I'm a Mo.
You know? I'm a Moor. I'm a Moor. I'm an
indigenous
American.
Mo.
I got a fool now.
Indigenous Mo.
I got a fool now and whatnot that's blacker than you and I. Talk about nobody in my family told me I was from Africa, and I was like, boom, 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 you know. And I said, dude, have you looked in the mirror lately? You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You come from West Africa. Your nose, your hair, your skin, all the stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? I said, I are Africans. We're black and everything. You came from the transatlantic slave trade. Your name, where'd you get a name like whatever his name was, you know? I said, so you have an English name, you have African American, and not only that, all your stuff, you got the music I see on your Facebook. How can you be Native American? You don't look like Native American, and all stuff like that. You're black. You know?
I'm an indigenous.
And so my whole thing is indigenous Mo. Yeah, we're indigenous Mo.
Indigenous Mo. Hebrew Israelite Mo.
All this kind of
slave trip. There's no slave. Where are the slave ships?
Where are the slave ships? You know, where slave ships?
All the slave castles and the slave dungeons on the west coast of Africa is all a hoax. It's all.
And the white man went over there and built those to make us feel bad about ourselves.
Yeah, to make us
because we're the original Americans. These people want to be we're the original Americans.
He's saying this shit, bro.
And I'm sitting myself. First, I'll be
serious.
First, I'll be sitting there. I'll be sitting there saying, anytime he gonna tell me, "Oh, I'm just kidding, man." That's it. They be dead serious. If we were standing in front, if I was standing in front of them, right, and all of a sudden we're talking, right, and I said, you know something, all of a sudden I pull out a mirror out of my pocket. It'd be like the Infinity Gauntlet. You know, it's like a beam coming out of the mirror. No, don't show me the mirror. You know, I don't know what you look, but see, don't show the mirror. Here's the mirror, you know, and they, you know, it's just sad. We're the only group of people like this because our image, who we are, has been completely destroyed. You know what I'm saying? Let's be honest with ourselves, right? Let's be honest. People want to be taken seriously, right? And I'm going to talk about a couple of things. I'm going to talk about the I don't know if I ever did the Alibaba culture on your show before. I think have I ever told you about the Alibaba culture?
No, you haven't. But
all right. Yeah, I'm not trying to be funny. I'm saying try not to laugh, Dynasty. You know what I'm saying?
I'm trying to laugh. When you say try not to laugh, I'm probably going to laugh. But go ahead.
All right. Okay. I'm like I said, this is not really funny because it's sad, right? The Alibaba culture, right? Every last single, and I'm going to offend some people here. I'm going to offend people. I apologize in advance. Right? 90% of all black so-called religious groups fall into this Alibaba culture. You know what I'm saying? You know where it comes from? There was a African-American man who was he was kind of brown skin, light skin, right?
Mm-hmm.
And brownish skin, right? You know? And what happened was he lived in Missouri, right? He was a slave, born a slave, right? Mm-hmm. And he had features on him. I looked at this picture. He looked like he could have been a little bit of Native American, but he was born a slave, right?
Right.
Anyway, what he did was there was some Hindus who had lived there around him at the same time, right? And he found that, well, geez, you know, I could try to pass myself off as a Hindu, right? And so therefore, he put this turban on, the turban culture, right? This began the turban culture. So we see Noble Drew Ali and all these other people, that's where it comes from. He put the turban on to cover his hair up, right? And basically, he would go around telling people he was a Hindu. And then later on, right? Did you ever see that movie, The Prince Among Slaves? The Prince Among Slaves? About the Fulani brother. He was kidnapped, but he knew Arabic and everything.
Okay, I saw one. Is that the brother that went to the UK or came to America?
No, he was a slave. He was captured in Gambia, right? He was a Fulani, right? He had long hair.
But he was a prince, and I think he came.
He was a prince. He was a prince. He came to America slave ship, right?
Right.
Well, anyway, he stayed with the slave master for 40 years, right?
Oh,
and
wow.
then once somebody who had recognized him, I think a Portuguese or Englishman who had visited, knew his father, right? So what are you doing here? I was captured 40 years ago, whatever like that. And they tried to get him freed, right? And what happened was the Secretary of State, it got to the Moroccan embassy, and the U.S. embassy in Morocco said, I heard you had a Muslim there, right?
Right.
And at the time, the Americans knew about the Moors. They called the Moroccans Moors. They were the real Moors, you know what I'm saying? And the Moroccan government interceded on his behalf, right? Said he's a Moor, blah, 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 blah. We want him to take it. So so they said he had to leave the United States or go back to slavery. So anyway, his owner let him go and everything. He toured the United States, right? Like then he went back. He moved to Monrovia, Liberia, and some of his family came there later. A couple of months later, he died right after that. But his family still lives in Mississippi and Monrovia. They connected with each other and everything like that, right? So anyway, the what point is this though? Right after that time period, you had black people in the Northeast and saying, "Well, geez, man, I'm gonna start calling myself a Moor." You know what I'm saying? They did that to protect themselves from racism. You know what I'm saying? So when you see the Hebrew Israelites say, "I'm not African," and whatnot, that was because they didn't want to be associated with slavery. You know what I'm saying? Because at the time when they were basically saying that I'm an Asiatic and I'm all this stuff, Noble Drew Ali.
I'm an Asiatic black man, Hebrew Israelite.
He's like, that was basic indigenous American, you know, all these things, blah, blah, blah. Anything but an African slave descendant. You know what I'm saying? Why? Because they wanted people. These people bleach their skin, they straighten their hair, they like this, they always wear turbans on their thing. They wear these long gowns and everything, and they always talk about we're from ancient Kemet and all stuff like that. Anything to basically say I'm not from West Africa, I'm not from slave descendant. That's where that comes from, you know. Now another thing was the Sambo culture. You know, Sambo was really created by white people, a caricature of what white people thought we should be or whatever. A Sambo, one of his traits was the Sambo always tried to look flashy. You know what I'm saying? He would exaggerate, he would talk fast and everything like that. He was a slickster, he was a hustler, he was a liar. He put on airs and all stuff like that. Yeah, this, that, other thing. But truthfully, the matter is, Sambo, in other words, that's a caricature that could be anybody. There's some people like everything. But what they do is they take all the worst stereotypes or things out of people in general, right? And they put them on to black people and make it seem like the whole entire race, you know, we don't have human individuality and everything. So everybody is that caricature. Why do you think every time we have the NAACP Image Awards, right? The Image Awards was created, you know, because the image of black people in America was so bad because white people basically have these images in our head and we want to be individuals. You know what I'm saying? We're saying some people are smart, some people are dumb, some people are intelligent, some people are beautiful, some people are not attractive. You know, we're like anybody else and everything. And then it got to the point where in Black America, you know, we was like, okay, you know, we want to change our image to the world. You know, so we started making our own films and all stuff like that. But the bottom line is, the majority of America did not want to see those images. And matter of fact, some of the in DC, some of the movie houses were raided by whites. Police came in there and shut down the viewing of some of these black films. Why? Because they strayed away from the popular image of Black America, which was Step and Fetch It, the buffoon, the watermelon eating, and all these things, the bug-eyed and everything like that. Why? Because that's what white America wanted to see. You know, white America wants to see, when you see, make no mistakes, when you see these rappers out here and everything, that the people, the ultimate consumer of all this stuff, this negativity of black people, is white people. You know what I'm saying? When hip-hop was only in the black community, there wasn't $1 million contracts being signed here and there, this, that, and the other thing, because the rapper really had to be good, and it was black people from a few cities in America would pay their bills, you know, doing concerts and everything like that. You know, it was a big thing when you had LL Cool J and all them going to Japan and stuff like that. That was about it. You know, now you got rappers out here and everything. They're touring in white venues like A$AP Rocky and Future and all these other people. 90% of their fans are white. they get up on stage.
I'm gonna tell you a funny story, College Genesis. Then we got some questions, dude. So, like, my white coworkers love fucking trap music, bro.
Oh, they love it.
It's crazy. Like, like trap, like hip hop has truly killed rock and roll and heavy metal. And I noticed that back when I was in high school. Like my white friends and white classmates will listen to rap music more than they did to heavy metal and rock and roll.
Right. I to be honest with you, man, I have never in a million years figured that out. Because I be looking at these white boys, they be getting into it.
They love it.
This is like the truth. Like this is the truth. I don't know what the heck. I can't.
Rap music. I'd be like, God, the mumble rap trap music. They love it.
They love it. And I'm like, I'm looking at them. They be like in a trance. It's like, man, I be getting scared. Like, yo, like this is righteous. This is the truth and whatnot. Yeah. Why? Because ultimately, I really believe the music ultimately is for them. You know what I'm saying? I really do believe it. You know why? Because they can escape right into that world, right? But they know they got that white skin, blonde hair, blue eyes, and they can always straighten themselves up. But when you got black kids out here, and I tell people, I tell these young black kids, I said, look, your white friends could do that. You know, your white friends can do that, right? And they can go back to being white. You know what I'm saying? That becomes your reality. You know what I'm saying? They can talk all that. Yeah, I'm a gangster, this, that, thing. You got white girls out here talking about, yo, fuck the police and whatnot, throw up gang signs and all this kind of stuff like that. Oh, that's cute when they do it. You know, little Becky do it. Yeah, that's cute. You know what I'm saying? But black people, you can't do that. And then white people will look up and say, look, they're destroying our white kid. You know, for a fact of the matter is, by the time that white kid turns like 22, 23, he's going to be in college. He's going to be like, that was my younger. I seen it. That was my young year. I was stupid, blah, blah, blah. He's forgiven, you know? But that black kid, you mess up with that. That's all you ever going to be. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? That's all that's your reality. You know what I'm saying? White people got options.
Yeah. We got a couple. Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
No, I'm good. So, let me take the question.
All right, here we go. So Brandon Bell says, thank you for super chat. He says, I heard a black professor in North Carolina say, how can you solve world problems by not dealing with the people who cause all the problems, Europeans? And then we got a couple more questions. Let me get them out. Then you can address them. Tom,
when people okay.
Hold on 1 second. I got one more. What are you talking? Oh, whatever. Saren Sutton said he has great content destroying these Moorish coons. Then Mr. Grander says, I'm everything but black. Call me anything but that. Okay, whatever. And then, so I'm sorry, Mr. Grander, what are you? What are you then? What are you, Mr. Grander? Just let us know. But appreciate
white.
It.
He's white.
You know. Okay. And then Dynast, look up 93-year-old on Songhai Empire. Spectre, thank you so much for super chat. Dynast, I'm not even gonna mention this guy's name, Chief, but he is Chief. He is definitely worse than the Sambo. but go ahead and continue.
Okay. Now when people say something vague and abstract, a conundrum, like it's a conundrum. What are you going to do with white people? White people, just say your thing. That's just so tiring and disingenuous. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. We live in a world where we've decided, you know what I'm saying? We've decided, I didn't decide, somebody decided that you can't complain. To me, you can't complain about Europeans if you depend on the same people for your bread and butter, for everything. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Everything. You're playing about Europeans, but they're the ones that's basically, not only that, look at first of all, look at the example of the Asians, right?
Right.
99% of all Asians, work for other Asians. They got Asian companies now. Asia's now passing Europe as far as GDP and industrialization. Singapore's economy is past Great Britain now. The same thing with Malaysia. All these are banking hubs, shipping hubs, logistic hubs of Southeast Asia. Look at Japan. Look at China, biggest economy in the world. You want to ask me what's the answer? That's the answer. You build your own. You know what I'm saying? Now, in case you have never seen a map, you know what I'm saying? This person, I assume this person never, when he says Europe is not on a planet beaming down like Thanos and whatnot and going to hit us with the Infinity Gauntlet. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? There's a whole continent out there. There's a big giant continent out there called Africa. It has land. It has resources, has everything, You know what I'm saying? We're the vast majority on the African continent. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
We choose to abandon the continent, well, it's Africans and African Americans, and live in white countries. You know, every time I hear somebody complaining about the U.S. is about to deport all black, who cares?
Mm-hmm.
You know, if you don't like, if Donald, if the Trump administration decides to deport you, you should be like, yo, look here, take your freaking passport or whatever and stick it up your ass. I'm going back to my country and building.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and don't you come over there because you did that. I'm gonna make sure that some other country gets the contract or whatever like that. That's a real people who want to stand up. But on the whole, black men, this is another thing. We always talk about when I see, this is the way I think, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so therefore, when black women are dating white men, or marrying white men, and they don't have no respect for black men and everything, I get mad sometimes and everything. But when we do shows like this, and I really start thinking about it and everything like that, ultimately, the responsibility of the black community and everything is on the black males. You know what I'm saying? We choose to be boys. You know what I'm saying? We choose to be boys. We choose to elevate friggin' rap stars and basketball players as heroes. We choose this.
Mm-hmm.
We chose to lay down like slaves and say, look, I want, like Marcus Garvey said, I'm a man. I want a man's chance in this world. A man's chance in this world is building a nation for yourself and your people. You know, so so now we were duped into believing that America was going to be this country because we believed that America was this super fortress country that we were just so proud of and everything. You ever see black people? They're more proud to be American than white people are. We're all starting to tell me about that today.
Yeah, I know a lot of them.
You know what I'm saying? They're more. You cannot tell them they're not American. I'm American. Blah, 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 blah. These ignorant type of black people is the death of us. You know what I'm saying? And so therefore, in their mind, right? They walk around thinking that the images, the coonery and everything don't apply to them. They create a self-image, like Malcolm X always said, a front. That's another thing. Let's talk about the fronting, the front. A lot of black people, we walk around fronting. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. We put on clothes. We put on air about us and everything to fight against the image that white people put out there. We don't like. We don't like being dismissed. Nobody wants to be dismissed, being dismissed. Oh, you're just a clown buffoon. You know what I'm saying? And matter of fact, I've seen more fights happen because somebody felt like you rolled your eyes at me. In other words, basically, you thought I was just nothing. You think I'm a clown. That right there could turn deadly. I've seen it happen. You know what I'm saying? When people basically are not acknowledged, they're not respected, and everything like that. Why do we have that? Other groups of people don't have to go through that. Why? Because they know they created a global image of themselves, right? Where they can walk around and it's like, like a white man. Look at what white man when he walks in a room, right? He's saying to you, you know, and I know what the deal is. You know what I'm saying? I'm white, you're black, and whatever it goes along with it. You know what I'm saying? You know your position, everything. I have never in my life, listen to this carefully.
Hey, and after you make this statement, I want to play something real quick. You got to hear this shit, but go ahead.
I have never in my life seen a white man who felt inferior or condescended by a black person. Have you ever? They all have this, I'm white. When in the end of the day, I'm white. What can I do for you to help you? You're black, you know, it's my responsibility, whatever. Either that or they're racist. You know? There's never been a case where white people do not walk in a room and they automatically assume that they're superior, they're better and everything. Why? Because they don't have to do anything. The world and everything you see on television has done it for them.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and that's what the resentment among a lot of black people come from. That's why we like the Black Panther movie. You know what I'm saying? It's like, well, geez, we saw an image of black people in power and stuff like that. And that's something black people want to buy into. Now, it ain't like the movie Power, where the guy's a drug dealer and he still got answers to the face. Oh, they love when you're a drug dealer because you're living in fear. You're living in, okay, the white man's going to knock on the door at any time and everything. That's the only power they allow you to be a criminal, a basketball player, and stuff like that, a pimp and everything. Anything criminality, they'll let you have. Why? Because anytime they can pull the plug on you and come take you in,
Exactly.
Because when they had enough of you, they'll say, okay, time to bring that nigga in. You know, you had enough. You know, look at Jules Santana. You hear about Jules Santana?
Yeah, he's about to. He's
20 years, brought a freaking gun to an airport. Deadly, like I said,
and then ran.
It turns out deadly clowns. You know what I'm saying? Jules Santana.
Killa Sambos.
Yeah, Killa Sambos and deadly clowns. You know what I'm saying? Clowns, these clowns, you know what I'm saying? They don't know they're clowns. You know what I'm saying? They think they're cool and everything like that because they got a little bit of money. Mm-hmm. You could put, if you give anybody, a buffoon or clown, whatever like that, money, he's going to get respect. That's how Black American culture is. Mm. We're not a principled people, right? Because for the most part, we've always been a poor people. You know, a poverty mentality. You know what I'm saying? We value people who have money.
Right.
Muhammad Ali said that. You know what I'm saying? He said, look, you know, Muhammad Ali didn't buy cars and everything. He was worth $50 million, but he didn't buy fast cars. He said, look, I feel like I got to buy cars for people to listen to me. He had a message before he developed Parkinson's, you know? And so therefore he's like, people won't listen to me because I'm not driving around in big cars and Cadillacs and all stuff like that. Like Joe Frazier and all these other people who went broke did. You know what I'm saying? And so therefore this our culture. And it's not just in America, it's in Africa too. Look, I know you got something to say, but let me say this, right?
Go ahead.
Look at Lagos, Nigeria, right?
Yes.
Now, instead of Lagos building housing like Singapore did, right? It's urban sprawl is expensive. You know, building sewer lines, everything to accommodate everybody. And Lagos don't have enough sewer lines for all these buildings. You know, that's a shame, right? Singapore said, okay, the main thing is we want to give people modern housing. You know, so why don't we build high-rise apartment buildings, let people own them? You know what I'm saying? So they use less land, less space, only 300 square miles. And Singapore has a highly densely populated, more people living in the first world than Lagos does. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And Lagos has 20 million people. But the majority of people are not on the grid. They don't have electricity. They're using generators, you know? But the thing is, though, the Lagosians, right? You can't tell them nothing. They got that big house. You know what I'm saying? They'll tell you can't tell a person in Nigeria anything because Nigerians, they'll show you their big house. Look at this big giant house I got. I go, you got a house, but do you got indoor plumbing? Well, they say, do you have electricity? No, I got a generator. I said, I'd rather live in an apartment building, right? And I got all the basics, plumbing, generator, stove, modern appliances, everything like that. And then I could do my own thing, enjoying my city. But every African wants to look big because an African, he wants to let you know that he has money. Why didn't you guys build an automobile engine like Japan did? They built a Datsun. They made affordable cars for everybody first. You know what I'm saying? No, but Africans, they want to build luxury cars. They want to import luxury cars.
But let me stop you. They actually have a company. Is either called Katanga in Ghana, but the Africans won't support it. They built their own car.
Yeah, I know, right. Because the African likes the brands from the West. They want Mercedes, BMW. They want the Japanese import, luxury import. They want the Hummer. You know what I'm saying? They want all these things and everything like that. It's a mentality. Mm-hmm. It's a mentality. And what you wanted to ask me, brother? Go ahead.
All right, I just and since we're speaking on killer clowns in the Black community, I'm gonna take this break to play this video of Diamond and Silk at the NRA.
Oh Lord! Oh man! You gonna make me watch this, man? Oh Lord!
We're gonna take a commercial break and
we're gonna talk about conservative clowns too.
Yeah, we gotta get out of conservative clowns, and we're gonna play Diamond and Silk. Everybody, Diamond and Silk.
Up there on the hill talking about First Amendment, and I know people are marching in the streets about gun control, but they don't have the right to use their First Amendment right to infringe upon our Second Amendment rights. And if the left wants to talk about something, how about talking about the Democratic Party? Well, I got this. And how they wanted to not end slavery, but keep slavery. And it was the NRA that helped our ancestors to protect themselves from the Democratic Party.
Oh, thank you, bro. Thank you. I love the new narrative now is that the Democrats of the day. Now I'm no fan of the Democrats, right? But you know, and I know that the Democrats' platform switched in the 1940s.
Bro, you can't tell them that.
It was Strom Thurmond and all them Dixiecrats.
Like you could say that to your blue in the face, provide the facts. And brother, they will deny. I mean, bro, they will deny it. Like it's like
and they know it lies.
They will deny it, bro. Like they'll completely deny it. It was crazy. They'll always bring up the whole the Republicans into slavery, but they never talk about how the Republicans wanted to deport their black asses to Central America and Africa
and Liberia. You know what I'm saying?
Liberia.
The Republicans never actually believed
because they were only. I mean, the only reason why they ended slavery is it was a strategy of war because of the Civil War.
Yeah,
but they don't want to talk about that. Oh God,
and the whole thing was. Had the Southerners continue to sell their cotton north, you know, and dealt with banks out of Wall Street banks and everything, slavery probably will last into the 20th century. You know, because the South was selling their cotton to the British directly and built their own branch banking system, you know, which they had their own banks and everything like that. They didn't need the North and Wall Street capital anymore, you know. So the bottom line, that's where it was at. And also the South had a lot of debt that they said, well, we're not going to pay it back. You know what I'm saying? We'll print our own currency. You know, they had their own Confederate, they declared themselves their own. That's why slavery was. If you take away slavery, their economy will collapse. You know what I'm saying? That's what that was all about. That's why they had the Emancipation Proclamation. We're going to collapse the slavery, hopefully. Well, they probably figured, slaves will uprise and everything. That still didn't happen. We stayed our black asses right on that plantation until 1855, 2 years later. You know why? Because the bottom line is we were under the gun. There was no damn choice.
Right.
We were under the damn gun. You know, they had their foot on our neck firmly. You know. Now,
guys, please, hold on. If you guys could please get the likes up. Please hit that like button, guys. Thank you. All right, go ahead.
Yeah. And my point is this. Now, again, clowns. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. A buffoon. Matter of fact, to be perfectly honest with you, right? Almost every black person. I mean, it's just sad to say this, right? You know, every black person, and it pains me to say this, you know, almost every black person in the media is some sort of clown. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Whether you're cooning for the Democrats or you're cooning for the Republicans, you know, it's almost like white people have, and this is the most dangerous part of our history right now, right?
That's what everybody's saying. Okay, why is that?
Because we are going. It looks like we've already resigned to be a permanent underclass. I mean, it's almost like they know that they don't even have to. I mean, in other words, basically, like I told you, we don't have no social base, we have no cultural base, we have no economic base, and everything. We're a vague abstraction. But the thing is, the only thing different about us is our history. You know what I'm saying? Because white people have this suspicion about a group of people that are descendants of slaves that's still in America, right? And the only way black people are ever going to get, the only way they can end racism, right, is white people. This is funny. You know, it's funny, but it's not funny, right? Is that white people, every white man in America, right? Every white man in America would have to lend one of his daughters out to marry a black man. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And integrate and mix black people and white. That's what actually, that's not too far-fetched because some people even thought that was the answer. You know what I'm saying? We have to mix marriage and everything to end racism and everything. Since that's never going to happen, right? The wealth, how you make it in America and any society is through marriage. You know what I'm saying? Through cultures, people coming together and building. You know what I'm saying? You see the state of the black marriage in America, right? And state of black families. You know what I'm saying? And I had a show that they did 2 years ago, and I listened to it again last night, right? And Black Achievement was on there, and he was telling me, and I didn't know this too, because you hear about Montgomery County, Prince George's County, and all that, and successful black people and everything.
Yeah, right.
But what he was telling me is that most of the black people who own homes and everything like that are retired military, Okay, and government workers and everything.
Yeah.
All right, so I listened to the show. I didn't catch that when I did the show 2 years ago, but I listened to it again last night, and I said, "Wow, wait a minute here." So basically, the Prince George's County, richest black county, the money is still coming from where? You know what I'm saying?
The government.
Government, white people. And then what gets me is this is freaking dangerous. And like I said, this is dangerous because the Chinese people can boast, you know what I'm saying, boast that most of their income, a third of their income come from businesses. They own their own businesses, you know what I'm saying? Right. Same thing with Latinos and everything, they own bodegas and everything, stuff like that, you know? Stuff like that. Good portion of what they have is international trade. Chinese are good importers, you know what I'm saying? They import. The Liberian community, black people like clowning on Liberians, right? And I talked to my Liberian bros, man. They know they've mastered importing. They're importing and exporting to Liberia. They be going to Sam's Club, packing up crates and barrels and whatnot, and shipping stuff in Liberia and selling it, you know? Right. Because anything in America sells it. So at least they're getting experience in international trade. The black people in America have no alternative to the white man's economic system. What they give us. You know, and this is 2018. We weren't supposed to be going through this right now. We were supposed to be the generation that had the businesses and the international connections and everything. This is why it's so important that what we do now is going to be for the next generation. 20 years from now is going to benefit. You know, John Cash and I are not doing this in Nigeria for ourselves, you know. You know, by the time this really takes off, we're going to be long gone. You know what I'm saying? But we're basically doing this for the next generation that they're going to have something to build with. You know, it ain't just a handshake and everything. That we have absolute business connections, and we're building on the African continent. We're doing trade back and forth. It ain't the Lebanese and Chinese doing everything. You know, so it's black people and African Americans, Africans doing business together. You know, throughout the world. You know, and so that's what we want to do. You know, that's what we're talking about. Like I said, it was to the point. Remember a couple of weeks ago. When I said that my friend John Cashin is he builds monorails in Nigeria. Remember the backlash we got? No, you don't know. No, that's because I got so many people on the African continent that's doing things, African Americans that are doing so many freaking good things and big things. John Cashin has the largest monorail company on the continent. You know what I'm saying? He's African American from Alabama. You know, and so therefore it almost in the back of people's mind, all they think we could do is a rap. Now, if I was saying he was a rapper, a producer over there, right? They probably would have believed me. You know what I'm saying? Right. If I said he was a record producer over there in Nigeria and he got some acts and everything, there was no problem. If I said he's building monorails, you know, elevated monorail systems for Ogun State, Calabar, and Ocean, and all these other places in Nigeria, they'll say, "Oh no, it can't be an African American." And we had to show proof. Remember that? We had to put the you know, and I'm like this. Okay, next time you're in Nigeria, go to his office and talk to him. Right. You know, it's the fact that there's an image of African Americans and then there's reality. You know what I'm saying? I willing believe that the black people who can build and will build everything are the majority. Right. I don't count my people out. I know there's a concerted effort through the media and everything to portray us as clowns, buffoons, irresponsible, and everything like that. And like I said, it hurts when you see our sisters. I'm through with black men. They're no good. Bye, bye, bye. With this, as one girl told me on Facebook today and whatnot. She said, "You might be a rapist." I said, I said because I don't agree with you, I might be. All men are rapists. She said, "All men are rapists." You know, and I'm saying to myself, where did this come from? Because something might have happened to you or not. You know, the character assassinate me. You're gonna judge?
Yeah, some dusty white feminist handbook that they read. Yeah, so therefore, what you gotta say something. Women will believe it. You know what I'm saying? Women will believe it. Women will believe it because, like I said, it's because there's a white America. Is like they're doing this on purpose. They're making black women seem like they love them, care about them. We understand your pain. And to be honest with you, right? Be honest with you, there's black women in America have gone through a lot. She had no protection from the slave master, but she needs to remember who was the one raping her in slavery. Right. You know, who was the one who ripped her baby from her arms and sold him. You know what I'm saying? They don't want to go there. They refuse to go there. You know what I'm saying? But the thing is, they look at us like
Why weren't you in a position to protect us from all this? Okay, let's talk about that. What Kanye said, was slavery a choice? The bottom line is this. Like I told this one African guy, right? I said, usually throughout history, when two groups of people, right, are faced with a enemy that's from far away, they usually band together because the enemy from far away is a threat to both of you. You know what I'm saying? When the Europeans came along African coast, they didn't come as slave traders at first. They came as friends.
Right.
They got to know the people. One of the tribes they singled out for friendship was the Crew tribe. You know what I'm saying?
Liberia.
They developed. The Crew tribe was all over the coast.
Yes.
The Crew tribe was in Ghana, Ivory Coast. As far north as Senegal. And they were known for seafaring. They were sea people. And so therefore they worked on European ships. They helped Europeans navigate. They gave Europeans information. This is even to this day. The Crew tribe are very, very pro-British and pro-Western. You know what I'm saying? They're very, and like I said, and they was ones who engineered the coup in Liberia. You know what I'm saying? They're the ones who inspired to overthrow Liberia. So my point is this. Usually when people see an outside enemy, right? Perfect example, Persia.
Right.
Persia wanted to take the Greeks, right? The Greeks didn't like each other, but guess what? The Greeks, the Athenians, the Spartans, and all these other people band together and say, look, we got a common enemy. Same thing with the Hans and Mongols. You know what I'm saying? Different groups of people fought against the Mongols. But the Mongols finally did succeed, right? The Mongols did a smart thing. They let the people have their local administration alone. They said, okay, you can do whatever you want. We just, we're here, this, that, and the other thing. But, we're not going to slaughter you, whatever like that. And so, therefore, they did the right thing. Contrary to what people think, the Mongols were just ruthless people. Once you surrendered, they like that. But the point is, when tribes see a foreign enemy coming in and everything, they usually band together. They put on a front, because if this guy breaches here, we're going to end up fighting each other and everything like that. So before that happens, they said, well, are you going to fight with us? Oh, hey, so let's settle it now. Are you going to fight with us? Or are you going to fight against us or to let this foreign enemy? Most of the times throughout history, the people would join together because the foreign enemy is not fighting on his own flank. He's fighting away. His resources back is protected. You know what I'm saying? His guard is protected. So he's fighting as the aggressor. You know what I'm saying? So the Africans didn't do that. The Africans, they would fight each other while the Europeans would sit on the coast supplying weapons and guns. I don't know why. I have no idea why this happened and everything like that, but it did. And because Europeans were able to do this and everything, they were able to uproot millions of Africans from the coast. Now that being said, after 400 years, did we learn anything? No, we didn't. Because the bottom line is this: if we basically say that after 400 years and all the stuff that we're going through and it's how we're going through, that we're suddenly somehow Americans now, and we wonder why people are acting crazy. Why were people acting crazy? Why we have deadly clowns and all these other people like that? Because people have lost their mind. They don't know who they are. And that's why our people act the way they do. We act like we're insane. We act like we're angry. We're belligerent. You know what I'm saying? We act stupid. You know what I'm saying? We act childish. Because we don't have a purpose. We don't know who we are. Are we American? If you watch American TV and everything, they're telling you you're an American. But the truth is, the only real Americans are white Anglo-Saxon people and people they choose to assimilate and blend into their culture. So we're a group of people that have really no leaders. You know what I'm saying? We have no government. We have no leaders. We have anything. And people say, well, what's to do? Every black person is on their own. I'm not going to be the one to tell you, you got to listen to me. I'm the college Genesis. Listen to me. No, I'm not in a position to tell no one who to listen to, what to do. All I can say is I'm part of a group called the BAIO, right? This is what we believe in. This is what we believe in, right? Go to our social network and everything. Join if you want to be with us and everything like that. You want to help build? Fine. If not, that's fine too. You know what I'm saying? because we know that we're not in a position to dictate to any black person what to do. You know, and that's basically why, because we respect our people. You know, when you have no respect for your people, you'll tell them, beat them over the head because they didn't send you money, they didn't support you, they didn't come to your rallies and everything like that. You know what I'm saying? And, oh yeah, you gave millions of dollars to the Black Panther movie, but you couldn't give me money for my project. Blah, 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 blah. Deadly clowns. Deadly clowns are also in the conscious community. You know what I'm saying? It's all Samboism. You know what I'm saying? It's all Sambos, all putting on fronts. A Sambo puts on a front. He has no really plan to liberate you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But he can entertain. If he can entertain you, why do you think people when we asked you asked me the other day, how come these people got so many views? Because they entertain. They put on a Sambo show. You know what I'm saying? What you do, Dynas, is serious. You know, the stuff it's like acupuncture. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The stuff you're doing, the people you interview all around the continent and everything like that, right? And stuff like that is like acupuncture. You're hitting certain pressure points. You know what I'm saying? And you keep doing what you're doing and everything like that, you're going to see the manifestations very, very soon. You know what I'm saying? These other people are just basically up there. They're talking a bunch of nonsense, everything. They have no plan for Black America. They don't. That's serious, because planning for Black America, do you know what it's like? Okay, people come to you and let me ask you a question. When people say, why you join the military and everything? Okay, is there any Black organization, right, that own banks, that own businesses, that could put people to work and give them an alternative? Do we know any?
No.
There isn't. So why would they be in a position of telling Black people what to do? You know?
I mean, they just. I mean, I that's a good question.
Yeah, it's because they not only are they a bunch of Sambos, they think they're talking to a bunch of Sambos, and what they find out real quick is the majority of Black people are intelligent people. You know what I'm saying? We're intelligent people. You know, just because you have 300,000 views on your YouTube channel, don't mean we're gonna come out and buy whatever you got to sell. You know what I'm saying? Not that means we're convinced that you are the answer. You know, if you basically can't, if you don't have any respect for the people that you're trying to lead, so-called trying to lead, and I don't think these people have respect for the people that try to lead. You know, because you could tell Black people anything, be caught in lies, and I'm not singling anybody out, anything like that, because it happens across the board, and I'm not going to blame the individual because we tolerate it. We want to be entertained. We want to be flattered. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? We want to be flattered. We want to, you know, we don't mind these leaders getting up here, so-called buck dancing and shouting and being deadly coons, being militant, being like that, putting on a show for our entertainment. We're gonna rise up. We're gonna
say it again. Say it again.
We're gonna rise up, but not, you know.
Say it again.
We're gonna rise up. Yeah, you're gonna rise up, and then you're gonna sit the hell right back down. I see it all the time. Ferguson, we're gonna rise up. A lot of Negroes disappeared, man. I can't find half the dudes that I used to debate with back in Ferguson time. Like, what's going on? I thought y'all.
Yeah. Black Lives Matter and D-Ray. What's his name? D-Ray.
The new Black Panther Party. All of these people disappeared. What the heck happened, bro? Y'all said this is a revolution. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna rise up, man. Come on, my brother. Join the struggle. I said, no, I'm good over here, man. I'm good. So I just waited these Negroes out and whatnot. 2 years. And then what gets me is when they do fail and they become the coon and the buffoon that they really are, you know what I'm saying? The deadly coon that they really, brutal, deadly coon that they really are. You know what I'm saying? They found out that they made a fool out of themselves. Then they want to attack me, College Genesis, because I wasn't down in the first place. You the reason why everybody didn't join. Get the hell out of here. I'm no obligation to join. Well, what do you? I said, look, like I told you from the beginning, I have a social media platform. I believe in land infrastructure nationhood. That's my goal. I'm not straying from that. I'm not joining any other causes. I believe we should have our own independent nation. Now, when you get past your emotions and realize that's the only thing, all the energy you put out there in Ferguson and everything, we could have something popping off right now, but you want instant gratification because you want to buck dance, you want to shuffle, you want to buck dance and shine and all stuff like that, and nothing happens, and you want to get mad at me, and I told you was a Sambo from day one. I said, that's the Sambo way. You're going to get up there and make speeches and blah, 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 and nothing happens. Nothing happens. And nothing's going to happen. Matter of fact, you know nothing's going to happen. And black people ain't going to really get on you for nothing happening because there's no accountability. What a fool, when you, check this out. Difference between an honorable man and a fool is this. When a fool talks, you ever read King Lear in high school?
I'm not.
Shakespeare, King Lear. Okay. King Lear would have King Lear was a tragic figure. You know what I'm saying? He had this one character called his fool. It was like his court jester, and this is another thing is about the Sambo, in court gestures. You know what I'm saying? The people who are professional fools. You know what I'm saying? King Lear's fool. Some of the people who wanted to influence King Lear would go to his fool. Right? The fool could say things. Right? That all the other people couldn't say. Because everybody's, oh, he's a fool, whatever like that. But the fool would be smart enough to say certain things that King Lear couldn't refute. You know what I'm saying? And this is what we have in our community right now, We send these black power dudes out there to be the fool. Boo-boo the fool. And they're out there saying all the stuff like that. Brothers are hurting right now. We're hurting. We're hurting over what happened to Michael Brown and everything like that. But the whole thing was your ultimate strategy was not going to work because you didn't expect white America to be prepared for you. They are prepared for all this nonsense that you want to talk about. Now, if you want to get to the next level is saying like this, like what Megyn Kelly said to these black preachers, right? And this is what
and then,
really, huh?
I was going to say after you make your statement, I got a question for you. Then we'll close out like in the next.
Okay. Okay. Now Megyn Kelly had these black pastors, civil rights pastors on, right? And they were like, "Well, we don't get justice in America. This ain't older men, right?" And I got a soft spot for older black men, And these are guys are Christian men, And they were like, basically, we're not gonna get this. We're gonna march this and the other thing. They were trying to do a peaceful march and everything. And Megyn Kelly asked them, said, "Well, what if it comes out that you don't get justice?" This was like when they were going to indict Darren Wilson, which we knew was going to happen, right? And she goes, "Well, she said in a snaringly way, right? She said it could be that you may never get justice from these courts and everything like that, and the police may kill you at any time or not. But what are you going to do about it?" And they were like, "Well, I mean, to have that little blonde bitch, I swear to God, if I was me interviewing, man, I would throw some water in her face." You know what I'm saying? But then it gets to the point where white America is firmly behind the police department. You know what I'm saying? They're telling you, right? And the cat's out of the bag, They don't give a damn, you know what I'm saying? They only placate you through the civil rights movement because it was a Vietnam, it was the world was looking at America and everything. Now they're like, we don't give a damn. We don't give a damn about your pain. We don't care about your suffering. We don't care. Like, what are you going to do about it? And that's a great question. What are you going to do about it? We just think you guys better go back to foot shuffling, buck dancing, what's it called? Lauren Eagle told LeBron James, just shut up and dribble. You see what I mean? You see what I'm talking about? We pay you millions of dollars to shut the hell up and dribble a basketball. We don't want to know your opinions and everything. And that is the problem. We're at the point now, we're at the lowest point in our history. You know what I'm saying? They have absolutely no fear or any respect for us whatsoever. And they're like, what are you going to do about it? What's the next stage? Now, if black people don't take this chance and say, you know something? Maybe it's time to begin. Listen carefully. This is carefully. I've never said this on anywhere, right? It is time for the divorce proceedings to begin.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? It's time for a divorce. You know what I'm saying? If that doesn't run through Black America at this point, then we just might as well just stuff all this stuff and roll over and be the clowns, submissive buffoons that they think we are. Mm-hmm. You know? No, it's time for a divorce. It's time for us to get hold to our own land and get back to our own reality, build our own civilization. You know, it doesn't mean mentally we all got to get up and go, but physically we all go, but mentally we should be focused on, you know, the next 100 years. What are we going to be doing for the next 100 years? They're already planning the next 100 years out for us. More prisons, more death, more unemployment.
They didn't plan the next 500 years.
Yeah. So you stay in America, they already got a plan for you already. You know what I'm saying? And it ain't pretty. Right. You know, but when you have your own manifest destiny, what is our manifest destiny? It should have been all the time. Get the hell out of here and let's build a nation for our own. You know, I can't put it to you in any other language. I can't speak in tongues. I can't speak in Greek. I can't speak in boom shakalaka language. I can't do all that stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? The bottom line is this. You know? I know. I said that to be funny too. I said it was funny. Yeah.
We gonna rise up.
We're gonna rise up. We're gonna rise up. Yeah, you're gonna rise up and you're gonna sit right back down.
Real quick. We got one question real quick. Shouldn't, and this is kind of off topic, I think, shouldn't Africans be responsible for selling their own people as slaves?
Well, that's a very vague question. You know what I'm saying? Now, when people, I'm like this. Africa lost out for the slave trade. They should be held responsible. Only thing Africa should be held liable for is if African Americans want a state, the African diaspora, we're people now. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. If Africa, remember I said the litmus test with me is this: when the time comes and we put together the formation of our nation state, whatever like that, say we want a land of our own, we want African support with help as far as the UN. I'm saying if there's going to be a UN vote, whatever like that, the African UN vote, we want the political cover and protection of Africans and everything like that on the world stage and everything. If Africans don't support that, then they be condemned. That's what they can do. That's their responsibility. You know what I'm saying? And Africans have a responsibility to speak up for us what goes on in America. They don't do that because Africans receive aid from America. You see how it works? They got us down here depending on them for jobs. They got Africans depending on them for aid. You know what I'm saying? You know, America could put an oil embargo on Nigeria, cripple his economy. You know? So they're not going to say much. So let's not beat up on Africans and whatnot. The real responsibility of slavery is on white people in America. You know what I'm saying? That's the responsibility of slavery. That's why I hold accountable ultimately for slavery, because they are the ones who came to the shores. And not only that, let me say something to that effect. Let's say something to that effect, right? America says it's an exceptional, right? It says it's a massive civilization, higher learning. So people always say, well, white Americans will all, and this is why I burn white people all the time, shut them up all the time. They say, well, your people, so I said, wait a minute, ho. You just got to say Africans are stupid, they're primitive, and they're less of a civilization, right? What are you doing going halfway across the Atlantic, purchasing slaves for guns and everything? Shouldn't you know, as an enlightened Western civilization you claim you are, that was wrong? See, they got excuses for why they were involved in the slave trade. It's just like you know somebody is a drug dealer and stuff like that, you know, and you're going around. You say, well, I'm better than that and everything. Okay, you better than that. What are you doing in this house? What are you doing selling his drugs? What are you doing involved with him? Well, I'm better. And the police come and say, you know something? You know what I'm saying? I'm only going to arrest him or not because he's exceptional. You know, Dynas is exceptional. He's a great man. He said, you know, but wait a minute. He was also buying drugs still too. Oh, it doesn't matter. You know what I'm saying? He's an exceptional person. I can't do, you know what I'm saying? You see how America, white. See, that's what the beauty about being white. You can wash yourself clean, white. You know what I'm saying? You could justify anything. You could justify selling heroin, opium to the Chinese. You know what I'm saying? You could justify massacring Native Americans, giving them smallpox blankets. You know what I'm saying? You could justify bringing Africans as slaves. It's all white. You could justify taking land from Mexico. It's all white. Everything white is all good. You could justify bringing Chinese in here and help you build the railways and everything, and then kick them out. You know what I'm saying? It's all about whiteness. And we basically, in a white culture, where we accept it. When we put our hands over our heart and say, God pledge allegiance, and I know for a fact of the matter, I may get visited by the FBI this week for saying this and whatnot. When you basically put the your hand over the heart of America, your pledge allegiance to America, you are co-signing everything that they've done to your people, other people all around the world. You know what I'm saying? They'll say you are saying, yes, I agree. This and the other. And some black people have no problem with that. I just made my peace with America. But this good, best thing since apple pie. America's the best thing. That's fine, right? But there's some of us that want a nation of our own, and so like that. I think the two of us can live together. You know, since we're in America, hey, look, enjoy it. But the bottom line is this: don't you ever tell me that what I'm doing over in Africa is wrong, and then I'm so-called a traitor and all this kind of stuff. Because I will drop kick you 3 times in the head. You know what I'm saying? If you come to my door. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to hear nothing. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to hear a damn thing about America and also like that because I have a different perspective. You know what I'm saying? You think that's fine, wherever, fine. But I've always been an African nationalist. You know what I'm saying? Since I was a teenager. You know, I've always known that something wasn't quite right. You know, I had the curse of reading books when I was young. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Like I said, like I like a lot of black people and everything like that. I played sports and everything. I was real fit and everything. But to tell you the truth, man, my best times was a rainy day out. I'd have books, you know, I get from the library and I crawl up in my closet. That's my favorite pastime. I used to crawl in my closet, right, and have books, right? And these books used to take me halfway around the world. I learned about different societies, different happenings and everything. So I had a different view of the world than most kids my age. You know, and I said to myself, what the hell are we doing in this country? You know, and every other person in the situation we're in, we're like, no, how the hell are we going to salute the same people that enslaved us? That's insane. You know, but hey, it is what it is. You know, it is what it is. It is what it is.
Yeah, bro. Well, let's see here, but let's so people, like somebody said in the chat room, what are these solutions? So in closing,
Lord. I mean, Lord, man.
I mean, everybody was to make sure we end on a positive note.
Hold on. The solution is get your head out your ass and realize that land infrastructure, nationhood, that's the answer. I'm sick of candy coating this. Nationhood is the answer, not for you, but stop being selfish. You know what I'm saying? What about your kid? What about your son? When your son and daughter grows up to be 18, 19, what do you want them to do? Do you want them to have a land on the African continent where they have infrastructure, where they could rise to the top and we have an integrated African economy globally? You know what I'm saying? Or do you want to keep it sitting there? You know, if you can't see that having land, you know what I'm saying? I'm not saying having a lot of land, but something. You have no place on this earth where white people can't just put their hands on you and knock you upside the head. You know what I'm saying? You need a land. We need a land of our own. That's the solution. You know, I want anybody to tell me that's not the solution. That's the solution. Why? Because after we have that land, it's mentally and psychologically, you'll be free. You know what I'm saying? Just knowing that land is there. Alternative. You know what I'm saying? You have an alternative, you know, psychologically. Then you can step to white people as an equal. You know what I'm saying? As a man. You know, you can step to our communities would be part of now a global community. You know, internationally. You have international representation representing you. You are not an American. The U.S. Congress and everything does not represent your interests. You know, the president, the Democrats don't represent your interests. The Republicans don't. Stop the coonery. You know what I'm saying? It's over with. It was over in 1988 when Dukakis lost. You know what I'm saying? So now in 2018, they don't even bother coming to the black community and having, because there's no like Detroit, and they don't even bother going to Detroit and Chicago and all these other places because they're not going to vote Democrat anyway, so they don't have to do anything. You are in a quagmire. You know what I'm saying? Now, if you like what you like to have, you like bullets flying over your head and they're pumping more guns, more drugs, more ignorance into the black community. I remember back in the 2000s. I don't know if you was partying back in the 2000s. I used to party back in the 2000s.
Yeah, I was a freshman at University of Georgia. Hell yeah.
Remember you times you can go to clubs and everything like that, and you didn't have to worry about, oh, geez, somebody got shot and everything. It's getting worse. Our culture is the music, everything like that is about death, destruction. It's getting worse. They won't even allow us to have that anymore. That used to be a relief. Oh yeah, I'm gonna be with my people. We're gonna call. We're gonna get some girls. This, that, thing. These dudes, you don't even go out. We have a Black Beach Week in Virginia Beach last weekend. 3 people killed.
God damn.
Three people killed.
God damn.
One in the first night, the Friday night. You know what I'm saying? 6 o'clock, somebody already dead.
Golly.
You know, and we have to deal with this. And one of the reasons why I talk about Black on Black crime, because I'm trying to discredit America. I'm trying to discredit the whole idea of Black in America. You know what I'm saying? Black America is a war zone. In Newport News, Virginia, 3 people shot last week. A 17-year-old boy killed. You know what I'm saying? Gunfire. They found him with gunfire, shots and everything like that. Found him in the side of a park and everything. Kids are shooting each other. 15 years old, girls and boys are bringing guns to shooting each other and everything. It is a war zone. And the bottom line is this. Once they put guns in the community, it's over. You know what I'm saying? It's over with. You no longer have a community. You look, the people that run Black America are between the ages of 15 and 28. They're illiterate, they're ignorant, they're violent, and they're angry. They have no love. They're getting no love and everything like that. You know what I'm saying? And they run the black communities. You got grown men scared, terrified of the kids. So, well, you got to get out there and talk to, and get shot and robbed and whatnot. You know what I'm saying? It is different between getting jumped and back in the days I could handle it whatnot. But when you got people with guns that will take your life in a minute, now it's on a different level. You know what I'm saying? Now it's on a different level. Now you don't have we let it get to that point. Now we no longer have a community. There's no communication. There's nothing going on in Black America. You know, people are moving out. I said, I had enough. I'm just gonna move away, get my family out of here. This, that, and the other thing. There's no reason to be in a Black community anymore because it's a war zone. There's no investment. Their property values are falling. It's just a hell on earth. You know, this is the way we were. And not only that, to be honest with you, right? I knew this was going to happen when these states that sell guns, you know what I'm saying, start pumping guns out left and right. And where these guns usually end up? In the Black communities. You know what I'm saying? Right. And people are, oh, the NRA, look, mother F the NRA. You know, you have so many guns on the streets, right? You can have a buyback program, thousands of guns, right? And the next day, the gun violence still won't go down. You got people out there 4 and 5 guns. You know what I'm saying? Illegal, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Shooting, getting a gun is easier than getting a bottle of soda. And when you have guns, it wasn't like that a couple years ago. You know, if you had a gun, you had to really go get it. Now, guns are all over the place. And I knew this would happen when Supreme Court ruled that states wouldn't be held liable for gun violence that they sell in other states. So New York tried to sue Virginia. I don't know if you remember that. Because the guns were ending up on the New York City streets and everything like that. Virginia, because it's all redneck and everything like that, these gun dealers and everything are putting guns out there left and right. No accountability, no nothing. Not even background checks anymore. So there's guns in Black America. They know that, right? Guns make it ungovernable. You know, just like when the crossbow was created. The crossbow took the power away from feudal lords. Guns took, in Africa, let me tell you something. I don't know if people know this. I know we're going to end. Introducing the gun, right, took the power away from the council. And most African kingdoms and civilizations had councils. Kings never had absolute power. The introduction of guns, Europeans didn't understand West African culture, right? That it's not one man that rules. You know what I'm saying? There's a thing called a macy. You know what I'm saying? Like in oil, they had an oil macy. This is a council that had the power over the king. You know what I'm saying? It was made up of craftsmen, all these other people, elders and everything like that. They made the laws. You know what I'm saying? They could depose the king if they wanted to. You know what I'm saying? The king had to defer to the macy. That was, people talk about the Roman, Julius Caesar and the Roman Senate. You got to see the macy. They had to answer questions. You know what I'm saying? They would drill the king. Why are we going to war? Why are we doing this, and the other thing? Europeans showed up or whatnot, you know what I'm saying? and lower chiefs and everything like that suddenly became empowered. You know what I'm saying? And that's why slavery happened. Because natural order of power was broken by that one simple weapon, our nuclear bomb, which is the gun. You know what I'm saying? The gun is the most destructive thing in the black race. Because it gives power to people that should not have power. You know what I'm saying? You put a gun in somebody's hand, it's dangerous. Same thing happened in Liberia. You put guns in the hands of primitive people, what do you think is going to happen? They're going to overthrow you. You know, and tie you to a pole and shoot you. You know, so therefore, Black America, white man knows what he's doing. Guns all in Black America, guns are in Africa and whatnot. You know what I'm saying? Any country can be destabilized at any time. All it takes is a crate of guns. You drop off a crate of guns somewhere in the bush and everything. Next thing you know, you got chaos. You know, so we're being played. I'm just telling you like it is. You know, I'm not going to candy coat it anymore. We have a nation. You get caught selling illegal guns. You don't know, Diane. I think you know what happened if I had the power. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You get caught with a illegal gun. See what happens to you. Because we know what that leads to. You know what I'm saying? You got to protect your civilization. You know, doesn't mean people should have a rifle, be able to hunt and protect their family and everything. But this idea of everybody having handguns and everything like that, like you do in Black America and everything, it's no, I'm sorry. Right now, we don't have a community anymore. Forget it. It's not going to happen. You know, we don't have a community anymore. There's no cultural cohesion, whatever like that. The Black people, that's good. Like I went to this seminar last Saturday and everything. Had a good time. I met the mayor of Newport News and everything. I said, this is what it was put on by the Delta, the female sorority and everything. It was distinguished Black women. Beautiful. You know what I'm saying? I love being around my people like that when we're doing stuff. I'm talking to different other businessmen there and everything like that. You know, love being around my people and everything. But we all know the big elephant in the room was the out of control crime in Newport News. You know, that's you can feel it. You know what I'm saying? Beautiful day. They had the rides out there for the kids and everything like that. Like that. But the elephant in the room, you know what I'm saying, was that when by nighttime comes, you know what I'm saying, the elephant in the room was Pookie and them are going to be taking over and all hell's going to be breaking loose in a few hours. That's just the truth. So that's all I got to say.
Hey, Confidence 97 said he wants to reach out to you, but you blocked him on Facebook.
I don't remember. I don't block anybody on Facebook.
Yeah. So he sent him a message. Confidence 97.
I have never blocked. I blocked like 3 people in the whole time I've been on Facebook. You know what I'm saying? Oh, wait a minute. I think I don't know who that was. Wait, I think I know who he saw. I didn't know who that was. I thought it was an advertisement. You know, tell him to send me another message again. I might have been. He sent me when somebody sends me a instant message and stuff like that. You know, with no things like that. You know, just don't tell me where I met them at. Okay. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Like that. I usually think people trying to. I usually think it's somebody trying to hack my computer or something like that. You know. I think I remember that. I think I said, well, somebody. I think it's FBI or somebody trying to get it on hack my computer or something. Tell them to send me a message again.
Okay, send them a message. Confidence 97. And we will screen the hell out of people before letting them into our nation. They will be screened, just screened.
Only thing I ask for people is start thinking of your mind is what would you think a nation should be like? You got to start. God gave us imagination, and imagination comes vision. You know what I'm saying? What would like say? Well, like I'm doing my I'm not talking about you. You know what I'm saying? This might not happen for another 10 years. But in the future, it's all called continuity. You know, what do you want for a nation? I need people. What are your ideas? What do you think a nation ought to be? I got this idea for this. We should have this. This is what our civilization should be like. Start doing your own thing. You know what I'm saying? I'm not alone. It's not a collar thing. It's not a holism thing. It's not a Minister Daoud thing. It's everybody. What do you think a nation ought to be? You know what I'm saying? We have to first agree that we need one. You know what I'm saying? We want a nation. We want to be a people. We want to become a people. You know what I'm saying? A beautiful people. You know what I'm saying? Well, everybody's in a brotherhood. Now, sure, there's reward and punishment, and there's going to be winners and losers and everything. But the fact of the matter is, we're going to have a land that you know for a fact of the matter, you're going to have the best chance in life, that you know that you're protected, and no white person will ever put their hands on you or discriminate against you, because everything in the Constitution, everything like that, is geared towards making your life, your domestic tranquility and general welfare the best it can be. You know what I'm saying? That's what a nation is all about. You know what I'm saying? Anything less than that is not a nation. You know? So.
All right, but yeah, everybody, thank you so much for joining us. And hey, somebody said before we close out, if you could, you know, before we close out, if you could say the right.
Okay. I'll say, what are you gonna do? I'll say, what are you gonna do? I'll say, yo, bro, yo, boo boo, you going to the rally? Yeah, man, you gonna be there. I'll say, what are you gonna do? Well, we're gonna rise up. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna rise up with you know what I'm saying? Yeah, well said. We've been saying that for this other plantation. We're gonna rise up. And then you see the Negro run away and everything like that. Next thing you know, you said, you should stay where you are. And I'm saying, will he get away? Will he get away? 2 days later, you see him go marching back to the plantation, you know what I'm saying, in chains with the dogs when they caught him and whatnot. You know what I'm saying? And then when they go, don't be talking that rise up stuff around me and whatnot, because you're gonna get somebody killed and whatnot. You're gonna rise up. You know, everybody's gonna rise up when you know what I'm saying? Yeah. I've been talking about this rise up stuff for so long, man. Look, man. You know, rise up and sit right back the hell down. You know, every city rose up on it.
I'm gonna invite Al Sharpton on my show one day.
Yeah, do that. You know, oh man, come on, Al Sharpton, man. You know, I don't know what is his purpose anymore.
I don't know. I know. You know what? He had actually. What's the name of his group? The
National African Network.
So they had a whatchamacallit, a place here right around the corner from me in Atlanta in the West End. But I think it's not there no more. I don't know if they sold it or what happened.
You know, they'll come around right around election time. You know.
Okay.
Yeah, right around election time, you'll see them. They'll start doing some painting and whatnot. You know. And to put some new furniture in there and everything like that. Basically, get your black ass to the poll. You know. You know. That's all it is, man. If you haven't seen the game, man, politics without a social cohesion and economic base is coonery and buffoonery. You know what I'm saying? If you're a politician and you have no economic or social base and everything like that, you are a coon. You know what I'm saying? You are a Sambo. You are entertainment. You know what I'm saying? And the bottom line is, like I said, I did a couple shows of series back in the days. I had a thing called the Obama Shuffle. You know, I did a whole series on that with the Obama Shuffle. And then I said, okay, Clarence Thomas did the Obama Shuffle. I said, Black America's doing the Obama Shuffle. You know what I'm saying? Then I did a couple of years ago, I did the Donald Trump Shuffle. You know what I'm saying? When Donald Trump was reaching out to black people and everything. I said, we got the Donald Trump. Kanye West is doing the Donald Trump Shuffle right now, you know?
Yeah.
You know, the Donald Trump Shuffle. You know, so we have these shuffling things. Shuffling, you know what shuffling is? Let me tell you what the shuffle is, right? When you feel the exuberance, enthusiasm about a person or an idea, your feet suddenly becomes uncontrollable, right? And they just start doing this weird jig dance, right? And you just go out of control, and then you just get into the spirit. Woo, 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 woo. That's called the shuffle. You know what I'm saying? You had the Obama Shuffle. You had the Hillary Clinton Shuffle. You had the Trump Shuffle. You know, anytime black people get enthusiastic about something, right? We begin to shuffle. You know what I'm saying? You know, it's like, my legs is moving. Or not Obama. They even had a dance called the Obama Shuffle. You know,
they really did, bro.
You know what I'm saying? I said, man, like I said, we can laugh about it now. You know what I'm saying? We can laugh about it now because it's all humorous. But understand something, folks. Don't be distracted. Now, I'm not telling people who to vote for and everything, but every black man and black woman should be at the point now where it's saying, look, it's time for us to have something of our own. You know what I'm saying? It's time for the divorce. You know what I'm saying? Now, if you like things the way they are, you can wait it out, fine. You know, go to club, party and everything. But guess what? When 20 years slip by, you're like, damn, I'm 50 now. You know, I had some little young dude in the hood just call me an old fool, old nigga. You ain't did nothing for me. That's what these young kids are. You know what I'm saying? You ain't did nothing for them, whatnot. They're going to like, yo, you didn't prepare nothing for me. And they're going to jack you. You know what I'm saying? They're going to stick you up.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Doing something now ensures that the young brother, you know what I'm saying, is not going to rob you. You know what I'm saying? He ain't gonna. You can say, look, I'm part of this. We're building this and the other thing. He might let you live. You know what I'm saying? But right now, man, if you go out there, with these kids out here nowadays and they're suffering and everything, and they're like this, man, the white man got everything. Where'd y'all older people? Because the kids are innocent, you know. They took their childhood away and all this stuff like that. But you ain't preparing nothing for them. Now, nationhood and what we're trying to do in Africa and everything like that, that's something that the kids, that's why people are so fascinated with Wakanda. Kids dream about that. You saw them say, well, man, I wish we had a nation like that. I would love Wakanda. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Kids don't know. So why don't you give them the Wakanda? You know? Give them. Why you got it on their minds? Give them Wakanda. No, whatnot. Well, we're like that. You know, the election is 3 years away. Who cares?
Mm-hmm.
Even when it does happen, who cares? You know, we keep going through the election cycle like a dog jumping through hoops and thinking you're gonna get somewhere. You know, give the people the Wakanda. You know, all the stuff is right there. You know, you got the whole world. There's nothing. You know, what it is black people are scared of making white people angry. You know what I'm saying? They're scared of making white people angry. No, they have to. No matter what we do, we always have to. This is very important, right? I'm glad I thought of this.
Right. And
no matter what we do, and we know we got to end because I'm tired too.
Yeah.
No matter what we do, we always have to end with an olive branch to white people. We always think about that. We always got to give them a path back to us. You know what I'm saying? You ever, Dice, you know, you've been in a relationship. I know you, good looking guy and everything like that, no homo or whatever. But you've been in relationships, right? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Where you break up with a girl, you go through stuff, but you know it's not quite over yet. You know what I'm saying? Certain words you would say, you know what I'm saying? And you keep them lingering on, then you rekindle it, whatever like that, you know? That's what happens with black people and white people in America. You know what I'm saying? We keep throwing little love signals and everything back and forth with each other. White people have never really felt, you know what I'm saying, what it's like to be in a breakup with black America. You know what I'm saying? That's what white America have to feel. You know, even the most militant black man, you know, Malik Julius Shabazz, somebody I admire a lot. He's talking about give us the state of Florida. Come on, Malik. You know, that's compromising. That's saying yes, we still want to be with America. We still a part of you country. We're still this. You know, when you say it's time for us to have a nation of our own, it's time for us to part ways. We want to take our best and brightest out of America and everything like that, and let you pay for their education and everything like that. Let them get all this free education and everything like that we give, which is another topic we'll talk. Are we really getting educated? I think they're really miseducating people, black and white, right? Because ignorant people are no threat. You know what I'm saying, to the system. You know, so we got to ask the question: are we really getting our money's worth out of public education? You know, that's another show we have to do. You know what I'm saying? I got thoughts on that. But the whole thing is while we are getting some sort of education, right? That education is worth millions of dollars. Some countries don't have the budget to even send their kids to school. You know what I'm saying? At least we're getting free education over here. So that's something we could build. That's a resource we could build on. You know what I'm saying? But America expects when they give you public education, they're going to get something back out of it. But guess what, America? You ain't going to get nothing back out of it unless we benefit first. You know, so, but that's what it is. We have to begin a statement to America. Yes, this is the beginning of a divorce proceeding. You know, divorce proceeding. Think about it. That's powerful, ain't it? Yeah, I know you may not agree. I'm not saying telling you to agree with me because that's a really powerful statement. I don't want anybody to say I agree with that, Colin. That's my words and everything. That's not your words, Dinus. You know, you should do a disclaimer. Show the words of the guest.
Nah. I mean, the only time I did this disclaimer was for we had a financial advice show, and know, I don't want.
Hey, I don't want people thinking that I'm because I say some stuff sometimes that's very dangerous. You know what I'm saying? Yes, talking about a divorce and everything politically and geopolitically is dangerous. You know, so that's really dangerous. And some people, they say, okay, I understand what you're saying, but they don't want to co-sign it yet because I understand something. Your boss could be watching, the police could be watching, whatever like that. But I'm willing to take the risk, you know? You know what I'm saying? That's what I say. I think it's time for a divorce. And the bottom line is, well, we need lawyers and everything like that. What are the legal proceedings right here? What protects us internationally? You know what I'm saying? America doesn't like other countries prying into their business. You know, do we talk to the UN? Do we talk to the World Court? Who do we talk to? You know, when we start talking this divorce proceeding, you know, for Black America, you know, are we going to get UN troops in America to protect our communities? You see what I'm talking about?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? When you start talking about nationhood, you're talking on a different level. You know, that's serious. You know what I'm saying? No other group besides the BAIO is willing to take it to that level. You know, everybody else want to play games and shuck and jive and everything like that and think it's just like that, and they're gonna rise up and all this kind of stupid stuff, everything, and get knocked right back the hell back down and whatnot. You know, I'm sick of going through that. I had enough lumps over my head over the years. You know, it's time to freaking do something else. So.
All right, brother. Well, hey, go ahead and tell people how to. I put the link to the BAIO in the chat room, but tell people how they can get in contact with you.
Okay, you can email me at nation.caller5@gmail.com. That's my email address. Nation.caller5, the number 5 @gmail.com. That's my email. And you can social media network is the BAIO Afrikstan, the number 5.ning.com. You know. Oh, wait a minute. Well, my email was nation.caller5@gmail. Yeah, I said Gmail. Okay. So my website is nation.caller5.ning.com. Okay, that's our social network. Join the social network. Get involved. You know, create your own group, contribute. You know what I'm saying? Get to know us and everything like that. You know, look for me on Facebook, College Genesis, Twitter, and like I said, contact me if you want to and everything like that. I'm always open to talk and everything. You know, but you know, send me an email and let's see what we're doing. All I ask for you is open your hearts and use your minds and use your imagination. You know, use your imagination because, like I said, if you feel that nature is the answer, you are not alone. You never were alone. Let me say this: the academic world, right? The white man has always controlled the academic world in Black America. They fund it. You know, they purposely destroyed the nationalist movement, right? Why? For their own good. To create this Negro culture and everything. And the whole thing is this: they were actually sincere about it. I give them that. They were actually sincere about that. But they couldn't get the racist element in white America to go a long way because the racist is too stupid to realize how dangerous having a nationalist movement is. You know what I'm saying? If the racists knew what potential danger they're in from a nationalist movement in Black America, they'll turn to integrationists. You know what I'm saying? But the bottom line is, though, that ship has sailed. It's too late for them. You know? Black America, once we have that divorce proceeding, they can't touch us anymore. You know what I'm saying? Once we start saying we don't have to, the whole reason why we settle for brutality is because we got to get back, we got to get along with them. We figure they got the police. We might as well just do what they say, whatever like that. Once you figure out that you don't need America anymore, then they are in trouble. You know what I'm saying? They are in trouble. You know, and so that's the future. So give us a call at BAIO and let's talk, you know. And thanks for supporting the Search for Huru show, Dynasty Samir. I don't know what I'd do without this show, man. This show is cathartic.
Man,
you know?
Bro, that's what the platform is for, brother. And everybody, thank you so much for joining us. Make sure you go to Search for Huru on Instagram, Snapchat, Twitter, and Facebook. Also go to Africa Personified on those same platforms. Also go to searchforhuru.com, go to dynastysamir.com, go to africapersonified.africa, and go to amazon.com. Search your name Dynasty Samir, please buy a book. Also go to amarachitv.com, amarachitv.com. It's a platform for African media, amarachitv.com. Please go there. All right, everybody. Till tomorrow. Peace.